All right, welcome to another episode, maybe the final episode, maybe the second episode, maybe we'll see how this goes tonight, see how far our players get, but to the Crypts of Kelemvor on SirLucien's Twitch channel. And this is a continuation of kind of a mini one-shot game that we were playing. As you can see, it's a module for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition that we're playing in Roll20. We have our wonderful players back again. They enjoyed the game so much they decided they wanted to come back. I didn't chase them off, which is always a good thing. And this is a module that was designed by the people that do the Neverwinter MMORPG. And they created a Dungeons & Dragons module that's in the Dragon Plus magazine, issue 18. It came out this last month, and I thought, hey, what a cool thing. We should maybe just play it and see how it plays. And so far, it's been really good. The maps have been working great. The storyline's pretty good. And it's been a fun little kind of dungeon delving thing so far. Our players, which we will introduce in just a moment, but let's recap where we were. Our players were in a crypt that they had agreed to clean out and bring back some broken seals for the Clerics of Kelemvor. And these seals were there to keep the undead away or from rising, because they are near an area where a great lich had been defeated, but his magic still permeate the area and constantly cause undead to rise. And all of these seals in this crypt were there to make sure that didn't happen. But in the recent months, grave robbers have come through, broken different seals, and now all hell has broken loose, and our players have agreed to go down and help out in hopes of a little bit of coin and whatever treasure they can find, but also out of the goodness of their little monster hearts. And I'll let them introduce themselves here in just a second. So that's kind of where they're at. They had a fantastic zombie battle of the ever rising, ever getting back up zombies. They had a great fight with a wight. They destroyed that handedly. I thought that was going to be a tougher fight, but they went through it. If you missed any of that, you can go to my YouTube channel, and you can check out the actual video. Hopefully I've got my mic audio fixed this time. I'm sure the comments will let me know. And without doing anything else or wasting any more time, let's introduce our characters. We're just going to go from left to right on our screen that you guys can see. So we're going to start with Sivero. Go ahead and introduce yourself and your character for us.
Hello, I am Becky, LB Hackamup. This is Abaddon. She will be joining, I'm sure, at random points. I'm playing Sivero, who is the Yuan-ti of the group. Snake person, little shy. She's a bard, so but she isn't so confident in herself, and since we're just with friends, she doesn't have to hide it, so hopefully we'll get to see a little bit more of that this time around.
Awesome. And on the right of that, as we're looking at our screen, is Kayzahiir. Go ahead and introduce yourself and your character.
Hi, I am the Indoor Adventurer, and today I'm going to be playing as Kayzahiir Neurixius, the Black Dragonborn. I am a two-handed weapon fighter, Black Dragonborn, and not exceedingly smart, especially when it comes to dungeon delves. But that's why I have my good friends Fawoosh and Sivero to help me out along the way.
Awesome. And then bringing up the end of our line and our cameras there, we have Fawoosh, who I'll let him introduce himself and his character.
I'm Old Graybeard of Graybeard's Tavern, and tonight I'll be playing Fawoosh, the Kobold Sorcerer. I almost said Pyromancer, which technically he kind of is. So that's all.
All right, so let's bring our characters back into the dungeon. They are excited. I pulled them out for the moment so they couldn't anticipate what was going to happen, but we'll throw them back in. We'll let them move their maps around. And as you can see, they have begun to adventure in this awesome map and crypt. They've cleared out rooms 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 5, as you can see. Kind of wandered this area. They have collected 2 broken seals thus far, and they have lit 1 brazier. So that's where we're at. We'll see how far we get tonight. It could be a quick game as they cruise through this. It could be a longer game, and maybe we need another session. We'll see what happens. Players, are you ready?
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah.
let us... Oh, it might help if I actually open the module, right? That might even be...
Well,
I might need that.
Just wing it.
Make it up as we go. All right. So you are in, remember, a hallway that had several areas for you to go. You had just picked up to your left or to the south. You'd seen a broken seal on the ground near the statue, and you're starting to see a pattern of the statues of the god of Kelemvor, and near them have been these broken seals, and you pick them up and are currently carrying them so that you can return them to the priest of Kelemvor that's up top. You see stone doors ahead of you, which is some double doors. In fact, I will read the little blurb to you once again. So you are at an intersection of corridors, which features 2 stone doors with a lever between them, a sarcophagus in an alcove, and a statue of Kelemvor with a broken seal used to be in its hands, but you had already collected it. So that's kind of what you see. What is the group prepared to do next?
I think last we left off, we were going to possibly take a short rest here.
I think a long rest would be better. I need spells.
That's fair enough. I mean, I don't feel like throwing acid up on anybody right now, but if I did need to later, I would definitely need a little bit longer time.
Let's go back to the main chamber and maybe we can find out a little more if we do the knock on the door and wait 10 minutes thing.
That actually doesn't sound half bad. What do you think, Fawoosh?
So go all the way out, sleep with the priests, and then come back in.
We could do that too. I thought we'd just sleep in the first chamber, but that is so much smarter.
Let's try it.
And he turns on one heel and starts walking away.
Okay. Yep. Feel free to move your tokens around.
Oops. I can't get through.
What are you doing?
It's awesome. The walls are there, so if you move and you can't see, you could get stuck on a wall. That's awesome. Oh, so cool.
All right, so you are back in room number 1, which had the kind of lightly burning campfire that looked like it was nearly out, just kind of smoldering more than actually a big flame.
I guess I'm going to knock on the door and then kind of like curl and like scooch down a little bit. So it would be sitting,
Okay.
I guess. Except I can't
So
bend that.
you knock on this stone door, and
I do
minutes
the
go by.
Shave and a haircut.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
Minutes go by, and there appears to be no answer.
Fawoosh, knows that it's supposed to be 10 minutes, but he has the patience of a toddler, so he's like,
Is it 10 minutes yet?
It's hard to tell down here. But you lived in caves a long time, yes?
Yeah. But,
So you know best.
But we don't really keep time.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I've kept pretty good time for a while. Would I know if it's been about 10 minutes, or is this seeming like longer than that?
Yeah, you get the impression it's been about 10 minutes.
All right, well, if that guy's coming like he said he was going to, it should be any minute now.
Yeah, and you just feel the time kind of go by, and though you're waiting and waiting, nothing seems to happen. Nobody answers
You know
the
what?
door.
Part of me, I think he might have left us in here.
Why?
People are jerks. I'm gonna go over next to the fire and just kind of sit down.
Jerks.
Fair enough.
Uh, yeah.
Can you tell me more about the caverns that you grew up in?
Sure. So, me and my 27 siblings, we lived in a big chamber, and there was sunlight, the one little hole way up, and we would fight over who got to sleep in the sunny spot.
Oh.
And as soon as my powers began to manifest, I got to sleep in the sunny spot.
That makes sense.
And eventually, I was given the honorific the Flame of Hondura.
Oh.
And that's my title.
Oh.
And he just like looks off like, yes, that's a thing. And then I guess he would go on to, kind of explain the Warren-like tunnels that, kobolds build, that tunnels go under and over and around and zigzag on purpose so that anyone who doesn't live there would just get lost. And then he would just keep going for...
Yeah, so we'd say maybe 10 minutes into your story, let's have Sivero and definitely Kayzahiir, Kaz, do a perception check. I think Fawoosh would be involved enough in his story that he might not do a perception. This would be for listening if you have any bonuses for that. I don't know if any of you do.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
I'm proficient in it, but normally I'm really bad at it. So
yeah. So, Kaz, you hear a rhythmic sound. Maybe it's at the edge of your hearing. It sounds like maybe footsteps, but it also kind of reminds you of like maybe wind chimes, and you're like thinking not necessarily wind chimes, maybe like more like somebody has made one of those things that sit out their door to ward off evil, and it's made of wood and some holes in it, and then the wind catches it and it makes it clatter a little bit and click around a little bit, and sometimes it'll whistle. You're not really hearing the whistle, and it's not tinny like a metal sound, more like a wood sound. And you think you hear it coming from down the hallway somewhere, but it's hard to tell because Fawoosh is still continuing his story.
Buddy, as much as I love hearing about your holes, we gotta go.
Okay.
Where?
There's I don't like what's going on down that hall.
Which hall?
I'll point to, it's the hall that we didn't cut, like not the exit hall, but deeper into the crypt, yeah?
Yeah, you think maybe this way, where I'm pinging. Hopefully you can see it.
I can't see.
Can't.
Okay, how about this then?
I don't have good dark vision.
Do you see my arrow?
Is it?
Oh, yeah.
That was me.
Okay.
That was me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Nope.
I don't see an arrow. Hold on.
No arrow. Definitely the way
I
Sivero
saw the pain.
Okay, so by the exit.
Okay.
Yeah, back to room 2. From the north. How about that?
Oh, I see.
From the north.
What did you hear?
It was like those things that people have outside of their houses, and I'll explain it the way that you did. And then just I don't know, I thought we were the only ones in here. Those undead that we met before, they just kind of walked forward, but this seems a little bit more rhythmic.
He doesn't look at his watch. Fawoosh says, but aren't we real close to, taking a short rest? Thought that was what we were doing.
Not that Fawoosh doesn't get anything from a short rest, so
It's you're probably like 50 minutes in, like you're like on the brink of your short rest, and around the corner
Uh-oh.
steps
totally
into
a friend.
view,
Ah!
and they see you, and it seems like they've been attracted by your talking
Whoops.
in your wedged open door.
So that's why we let the door close.
And
Makes sense.
that's going to throw us into initiative order. No real surprise because you guys heard it before they got too close.
Mm-hmm.
So you can select your token, remember, before you roll initiative on your character sheet.
Wow. I like how it made it red. Like, oh, that was terrible. Oh, because I rolled a natural one. Okay. I was like, look at you. So sad.
Little arrow.
Yeah. Sucks.
All right. We have everybody's initiative, which is good. Descending. So, Fuwoosh, you are able to act. You recognize that these skeletons have bows and arrows, with arrows knocked and aiming and looking like they're going to shoot into your room.
Just a side thing, did we remember that the clerics, did they ever tell us that that door had to be closed for them to let us out? Did we ever?
They did not mention the
Okay.
thing that they did tell you was to knock, wait 10 minutes, and then knock a second time. And if that would mean that you were clear and you weren't overrun, and then the door would open.
We forgot to knock the second time.
It's been a week.
Yeah.
That was the important part.
All right.
How high are our intelligence?
All right. Well, I am going to. And I noticed that as I approached, they had bows. I guess as they're getting ready for their bows, I'll sneak to this side, try to use the door frame for cover, and let them have a chaos bolt.
All right. This should be fun.
And first level,
This is one of those Xanathar's Guide's new spells.
yeah. So I have to make a ranged spell attack. Which I should have on the core sheet.
Yeah, should be in your attacks.
Chaos bolt. There it is. And
11
Ooh.
is you see the Chaos Bolt wind around almost like a corkscrew motion. What is the... Give us what the actual magic looks like, even though it's not going to hit. Tell me what the magic looks like.
Almost all of his spells comes from his mouth, like all his fire stuff. But the Chaos Bolt, he sort of kung fu's it into existence as he's whipping his hands around. Different colors and little lightning bolts and looks like flames and green smoke and stuff come together in a ball, and then he fires it, like that, and it warbles through the air. And so I guess it just warbled right the heck out of the way.
So you see it's kind of like one of those weird softball moves, and it actually bounces in front of one, and then the two kind of watch it as it goes by the two of them and hits the stone door behind and seems to just dissipate on the stone, doing not really hardly any damage to it.
Okay. And just so we can play it out, because the first die rolled in the damage dice was a 1, it would be acid if it had hit.
Cool.
So
that's a fun little spell.
Oh,
All right.
I love it.
That is Fuwoosh, so you have probably maybe a little bit of movement left or bonus action.
Let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20. I guess I step to the side and I interact and get out my scimitar. So in case it comes to hand.
All right. Nicely done. So that brings us to the skeletons, and now as you hear the clicking and clacking that reminded you of like wooden wind chimes on a porch somewhere, you realize it's the bones that are clattering together as they maneuver to try to get a shot. They have a pretty good line of sight on Kaz, so we're going to have a few arrows fire off your way.
Why always you?
Wonder what do you think that sound is?
And then, so we hear the whip of the bowstrings. So a 19 to hit. Okay.
Yeah, that
8
hits.
piercing. So we see the arrow just slam into the chest of Kaz. One more to go. 15 to hit.
I'm too noble. My armor is too classy.
Oh no, it's another hit. 7 piercing damage, so 2 arrows sticking out of him.
No. The 15
Second
misses.
Oh, good.
I'm
good,
16.
good.
I'm 16 AC.
Yeah, so you see the arrow hit the shoulder pauldron, and the arrow shatters, but doesn't actually do any damage to you. So that's good. You can tell that these arrows look like they're made of like carved out bone, and like the feathers on the back of them look like they're made from hair or scalp or something.
You're not saying anything.
Oh,
Oh,
there you go. Well, oh,
me or
oh,
others?
you?
It was you,
Oh, okay.
Lucian.
Maybe our thing popped out. Are we having trouble on Discord? No, it looks okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the arrows you
Okay,
can
now.
see are basically like carved bone, and the fletching on them seems to be made of like scalp and hair.
Ew.
All right, their turn is complete. You know what they're going to do is they're going to be pretty smart. They're going to step back.
Bastards.
It is Kaz's turn. They seem to have disappeared in the hallway, as if they know how to do some ambush like this.
Wiliest skeletons I've ever seen.
I'm gonna throw my lantern down the hallway.
Okay.
Kaz make fire.
So let's get you a little light source. We can grab
Yeah, I
this
need
one.
to be able to see.
I'm gonna say on your turn. Should we shut the door? Can we shut the door? Did we break it last time? I don't remember.
We put a spike in it so it won't close. I mean, we can knock the spike away and hopefully it'll
Yeah.
function, but
At this point, I am okay with that. My body hurts.
All right. So it is. So you throw your. So your action is you throw your lantern. You still have movement. If you want to do something here, bonus action if you want to do something.
I'm going to move against the wall so that way I'm not at risk of getting shot again.
Okay. Yeah, we see blood trickling down from your breastplate where the arrows pierced. And that brings us to Sivero.
All right, I am going to scoot forward. I guess I'd have to be. Can I? No, I can't be in the same space. Okay, I'm gonna go here, and I'm gonna try to yank the spike out.
All right,
that the
yeah,
door
so go
closes?
ahead, and it's wedged in there pretty good, but you can go ahead and make a strength check. So you can click on your strength score, and it should do a strength check for you.
Okay, I do get to add half of my proficiency bonus, rounded down, which it would be 1. So,
Okay,
because of Jack of all trades. So I don't
Yeah.
think it'll do that when I hit the strength button, but
that's okay. We'll add one to it.
oh yeah.
So a 6. So what must have happened is Fawoosh, when he hammered it in, must have hammered it in quite solidly, and you're pulling on it, but it's not budging.
Whoosh! You're so strong.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I guess I'm going to use my last bardic inspiration on Faouche. And
Okay.
I'm going to, as I'm pulling it out, I'm going to say, "You're so strong," and inspire him. Not that he needs it; he knows he's strong.
Yeah,
But
how
it-
long does
but it-
Bardic Inspiration last when you cast it originally?
A minute?
Oh, okay. So yeah,
I
that one would have
remember.
wore off. Okay, so yeah,
10
okay.
minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been past 10 minutes since that last
Mm-hmm.
battle. Okay. So yep, we have Bardic Inspiration on Faouche. And you still have any movement left that you
Ooh,
want to
yeah,
do?
I'm just gonna pop around this way and get. I don't want to be behind Kaz, but because
Don't
he's-
worry, I'll protect you.
That's what I would expect. So I am going to go behind him.
Okay. Brings us to the top of the round as our turn restarts up. Faouche, you were up.
All right. So let me check my spell slots real quick. Oops. Somebody reset his spell slots.
Ruh-roh.
Ruh-roh. Okay, there. I've got 1 first level spot and 2 third level spots left. So I will, with that, once again, I start the Kung Fu moves before I step into the doorway, and then I will step out and see nothing.
They have learned your trick, little one.
They went around the hall.
So now what I'll do is Faouche gets out there and he's like, So then he holds his reaction like he. He's gonna wait for the skeletons to pop out and boom,
Yeah.
mule kick, let him have it with the chaos bolt.
Okay.
So I will hold my action, trigger, they step out, I chaos bolt them.
Okay. Yeah, that's going to happen. So definitely their turn comes up, and the very first one steps out, and you're ready for them. Let loose the havoc.
Boom.
Nice.
Oh, there it is.
19 is a hit.
Woo! And
Whoa, 7
Uh,
plus
it-
7 plus 5?
doubles! Woo! Okay, so if the 8s are doubles, it then bounces to another target. And we roll damage again.
Okay, what's the plus 5 portion?
So that's the D6. It's actually 2D8 plus 6 damage. And I fixed it in the interim because that first time it only rolled the 2D8s and didn't roll the D6. So, but so we have doubles, so it bounces to the next guy, but let me make sure I don't then have to roll to hit again. That's the only part I don't know.
Well, and we need to know how far it goes, too, because it's got to make a...
within
corner
30
bounce.
feet.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
The other one's within that.
And then I make a new attack roll against the new creature. So, character sheet.
Nice.
Chaos Bolt. And... whoa, wait. 22! Whoa, okay.
Nice.
And then there's no doubles, so it doesn't bounce again, but that's the 11 damage to the other one. So 19 to the first one and 11 to the next. And then the damage type would be a 7 and a 6. So the 7 would be psychic damage. So the first guy got hit with brain damage, and the second one got hit with poison damage. Oh. Okay.
Okay, so...
Such is chaos.
Yeah, so you see that one. So we see the ball kind of warble down. It's not even moving very fast, and it hits and explodes against that first one. And what was it was psychic damage. So
Yep.
it's kind of like an ethereal white chromatic kind of looking
Nice.
thing at the end when it hits. And you see just like this bright light shoot out the eyes and the mouth. Kind of like Big Trouble in Little China style. And then the head of the skeleton explodes, the bones hit all over the place, and the body of the skeleton falls over, smoking. And as that happens, the ball bounces and turns into another form of a ball, like a greenish, poisony ball, goes through the doorway, but you don't know what's happened. You're not quite sure what's going on there.
All right. And that was my held action, so I can't move or anything. The only thing I can do is a reaction. So.
Okay. Right. So they continue to go, and then the other one does walk through. Sees you standing there. Now, you said the second type of damage was poison?
Yeah.
Okay, so as you're looking at this guy, you do not feel like there's any damage on him whatsoever when you look at him. And you might recognize the reason for it.
Stupid undead.
And then you see him grab one of those bone arrows, draw his short bow, and fling an arrow your way. For 18 armor class?
Yeah, I only have the one first level spell slot left, so I'm not gonna shield. I'll take the damage.
5 piercing damage as we see an arrow plunk into the chest of our kobold at about knee level, small as the rest of the guys, and it kind of wobbles inside of him as he reaches for the wound in his chest now. And then Mr. Skeleton cackles at you and then goes back into the hallway.
Don't try to be a hero.
Kaz, you see Fawoosh throw another spell down the hallway, and you think by his reaction he must have felt good about what it did. But then immediately an arrow pops into his chest and his eyes go wide as he grabs his wound, and now you see that he has a matching arrow in his chest, just like you.
Except
the mark of the dragon, buddy.
Like 3 feet shorter.
Yeah, and the size of the arrow looks much bigger on him than it does on you. It's like it almost looks like a ballista bolt in the size of in his chest.
Oh, that's awesome.
Poor thing.
Kaz is up.
All right, I'm definitely just going to pull that lever and close the door so that way we can get a little bit of a respite.
Yeah, go ahead and make a strength check.
With advantage because I loosened it?
If you had rolled a little higher, yep.
What is happening?
Clearly, Fawoosh is the strongest of all of us.
So what happens is you reach to grab it, and then your chest really hurts from the arrow. It's just like that one muscle that you're trying to, you can't do it. Like you catch your breath, and you're like, oh, I gotta get this arrow out. And you are unable to dislodge Fawoosh's hammered-in spike. He was worried that door was going to come down. You can still do action.
Okay, so I was just gonna get into the stance to put my hands down in kind of a cup formation, so that way Fawoosh, who is clearly the strongest of all 3 of us, can leap off of my hands, jump onto the lever, and pull it down. So I'm trying to use my action to aid him on his next ability check.
Okay, yeah, we'll let that happen. Okay, so not going to move, going to stay there. So that'll bring us to Sivero.
No, you can't reach.
I'm going to step into the doorway, leaving room for Fawoosh to get past me so he can lift the thing, which he is clearly the only one who can do it. And I am going to use, I'm going to wait, I'm going to hold my action until I see a duder come around. Oh, poison, we said poison doesn't work on them, right? We learned that last session, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So then I'm going to hold my action to cast a spell that will be Vicious Mockery.
All right. And didn't we also figure out that the knife ability that you have was not poison, it was psychic?
Correct. Yeah,
Okay,
I
just
changed that.
Okay, cool. Because I know you want to
But
use
yeah,
at
that
some
takes
point.
a bardic inspiration. I don't have any.
Oh, that's true. Oh. All right. So you are holding a vicious mockery.
It's gonna be
And
vicious.
Fawoosh, top of the round, third round, you are up.
I will indeed go over and attempt to pull out said spike and or pull down the lever with the help of Kaz, and I do have bardic inspiration, so let's hope. So it's a straight up strength roll.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, straight up strength. You can have it advantage.
All right, advantage and strength.
14 knocks the whole piton loose, and the lever that begins to descend, and the door begins to drop.
Teamwork.
I knew you could do it.
You're so strong.
But
Hey,
it
we-
does take longer than 6 seconds, so we're going to continue the round.
Okay.
So it's creeping down. Fawoosh, you gonna do anything else?
Come on.
Yeah, I'll step over here.
Okay.
Thanks.
Sorry.
So Mr. Skeleton steps out, getting ready to try to fire his arrow, but you, Sivero, get to use your vicious mockery that you had held ready.
Yeah. And I'm gonna say in Draconic, because yeah, I'm gonna say, eat a sandwich. That's
All right.
it. So he needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
All right. So let's do. He doesn't have any specialties on that, so just a regular roll.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not very good at these. He only rolled a 9.
Ooh, okay. So he takes 1d4 psychic damage. Ooh, and he has
Nice.
a disadvantage on his next attack.
Okay.
Thank goodness.
Let's give him a little. So you see him. He hears what you say, and you see his head turn, and then he starts cackling, just madly, just all over the place. Head's just kind of moving around, and he's having a little bit of trouble there because he can't stop cackling. But we'll put on a little thing there, so he's gonna have disadvantage when he attacks.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's give him that. That looks like a disadvantage. Sure. Or do people have advantage when they attack him? Which one is it?
And have disadvantage on the next attack roll it makes before the end of its turn.
All right, so yeah, it's trying to, while cackling, shoot this arrow towards you as the door is halfway down now. He's going to try to get one arrow off at you. Here we go. But he gets disadvantage, so he rolls a 16 and a 17. He has to take the 16. Does the 16 strike?
Totally hits.
Oh, 7 piercing damage through the dress towards the lower portion of Sivero and then you see at the end of that the door finally closes.
Ah, son of a shivering serpent!
And I
It
look
would
at
be Kaz's turn.
Fawoosh,
It's
looks
like
at all
we all
three
have
of
a
us.
matching badge of honor.
Ah.
So we'll remove the turn order at this point because you've severed any type of possible combat. You don't hear anything on the other side of the door. The door is closed, and it becomes quiet in this room that you're in that has just the slight sizzle of the embers from the fire that's here in the room.
I lost my lantern. It just kind of looks sad.
I lost my shoe. I'm going to slither over to the door since I'm a little upset now. And I'm going to knock on it again and plop down and start counting in my head to 10 minutes.
So yeah, so 10 minutes goes by.
And then I slam on it again.
Still no answer though.
These sons of a bitch.
And
then I
you don't
wait
hear
another 10
anything.
minutes.
Yeah, and you wait another 10 minutes and maybe you knock again. Still nothing. It sounds as if, or you get the impression that whatever instructions you were given, either there's nobody there listening or something's happened.
So,
I assume that they've abandoned us, so I go and slither down next to the fire.
now is the lever up when the door is down, or down is?
You pull the lever down, and the door rises up. But the minute you let go of the lever, it starts to move up, and the door starts to come down. It seems to be counterweighted somehow.
I am very glad we listened to you, because now we have a place to kind of sleep.
That's very nice.
You are most wise. Fawoosh kind of curls up, like walks 3 times in a circle, and then like lays down almost like a dog, and then pulls his little bedroll over himself, and he's fast asleep.
Okay. So you guys see Fawoosh kind of just start to sleep. Sivero spent at least 20 minutes over at the door, knocked on it a few times, gave up, came back. Kaz, what are you doing?
I think at this time I would just be, I would sit down next to the fire, but with my back against the wall. And then I would take out, I would take the arrow out of myself first, and kind of just apply some basic bandages onto myself. But then after that, I would just be spending my time just kind of polishing my armor, making sure my sword is sharp, just making sure all of my gear is ready for whatever might come our way. And do you think we should do watches?
I think that would be wise.
I'll take the first one. You just get some shut-eye.
No, you're very hurt, Kaz. You should sleep.
All right. Sounds
So
good.
who's on first watch?
Me.
Yeah, so a little ways into your watch, you begin to hear the snoring of Kaz, and Fawoosh is over, kind of curled up, and you're not sure. You think maybe your ears are playing tricks on you because you think maybe you hear some scratching on the door, but then you hear a little cackle, just like the mockery cackle, a little bit, and then it goes away again. But nothing else seems to happen for your watch.
Okay. Then I will wake up when my watch is over. I'll wake up Fawoosh.
Sure.
But I'll do it by like kind of slithering over to him and like kind of tugging on his tail a little bit, and like a hey buddy.
Then one eye opens and he doesn't see any threats, and then he makes eye contact with you, and he's like, "It's my turn, right?"
It's your turn.
Okay. And
You might want to relight the fire. It's a little low.
All right. If need be, I'll put a couple of the torches from my pack on the fire as like wood, just to kind of rekindle it, and prestidigitate a little flame to create it. And then Fawoosh goes over like kind of in front of the door, and he basically, to stay awake, he like does this little like march, and then turns and then marches back and forth, because otherwise if he just sits there, he knows he'll just go right back to sleep. Like a lizard on a warm rock, he'll just kind of fade out. So he keeps in motion as best he can.
Okay. Your watch also goes without any trouble. You don't hear anything. It seems to be pretty boring. You still hear Kaz snore slightly. You hear the sleeping noises of your companion Sivero, and then your watch is complete.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And I will go over to Kaz and like lean back out of like sword swipe range, and then like kind of kick him in the bottom of the foot until he wakes up. It's your watch, buddy.
I'll just like wipe the drool from my face.
Yeah.
Ooh, acidic drool, right? You
It's
spit
just a
acid.
hole.
Yeah. Well, Damn it.
Just realizes he's doing it again and just wipes it away real quick.
Yeah. Go back to sleep. I'll just stay up. It's fine.
It's okay. And he does the walk around in a circle thing, and he lumps back out, like almost in the exact same spot and position he was in before.
All right, yeah. So Kaz's watch goes uneventful. Also, everybody is now completed a true long rest. You guys have went 8 hours, rested yourselves, spent a little bit of time probably prepping things if you needed to prep things. Prayed, did any of that stuff that you would normally do, and you are back to full health.
Woo. Praise the Raven Queen, amen. No, that's not who she worships.
I always worship the Raven Queen, though. That's like my favorite.
I don't think I wrote down my deity. I don't know if I even looked into it. Whatever. It's fine.
All right, so you're not sure if it's another day or another night, unless Dungeon Delver lets you know the time outside. I don't think that does.
It doesn't specifically say, so I would assume not.
But you feel rested, though probably uncomfortable sleeping on a crypt floor. The fire would have kept this room fairly warm. Though it's not the best type of night sleep you've had, you definitely feel refreshed at this point. What is the group going to do?
All right, we're just gonna open this door and hope for the best.
We should be ready.
All right. Fawoosh, you're pretty strong. I would suggest maybe just looking down the hallway while we get this going. I can't be opening a door and have my hands on my sword.
Got you covered, big guy.
Are we going to keep it open again?
Yeah, that seemed like a really good idea last time.
Oh. then
I will hold the front door.
All right, and then I pull up my satchel and get out. Was the Python or Iron Spike or whatever we used before, is it still viable, or did it get all...
No, nothing happened
okay.
to it. Yeah.
Okay, and then I will attempt to, once he...
All right, so you raise the door again. The door is raised. The lever's in the down position. The door has risen up after a few seconds. You still see the skeleton body laying on the floor. Other than that, you don't see anything else. Or you can do perception checks if you wish.
I'll definitely do a perception
definitely do
check.
a perception check.
Yeah, before I start hammering, too.
Mm-hmm.
Got myself a 20.
No noises that you can think of. You don't hear any footsteps. You don't hear any of the bones moving. You don't hear any cackling. Seems pretty quiet in the crypt.
Before he starts hammering, I'm going to walk down the hallway until I get to a spot where I can see over.
So yeah, you're looking at now this one has the lever where the lever's down and the portcullis is still up, but this lever isn't counterweighted, so it's you can push it up or down however you wish.
I'm going to use spell that I was just looking at. No, what is it? Was it minor illusion? And I'm going to as they're hammering, make relatively loud noises right here, just so I can see. I kind of want to, like, as a distraction, but I don't know where anything is, so I'm just going to assume that if I can see them through the door, right? Or is the door down or up?
It's a bar. It's up currently, but if it were down, it would just be bars, so you'd still be able to see through it anyways.
Okay, I feel like I should put it down first so that.
Okay, so yeah, you click the lever and it creaks quite loudly as it begins to descend, and then it makes a thumping sound as it hits the ground.
And I think to myself, well, that probably did it if anything will, so then I'll move back.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
All right. I can't remember. Did we roll for anything on that one?
Nope, you could just pound it in. Nope.
Okay. Ka-ting, ka-ting, ka-ting.
It does make quite a bit of noise.
All right.
All right, so we have a piton in the lever, the counted weighted lever, and it is now, when you let the lever go, it feels like the piton is holding, and the door stays in the raised position.
Okay. Sweet.
All right.
I'll light a torch to carry with me, just so that way I have a source of light. I know they're fine, but not so much me.
Yeah. We need low light, though. So we can see a little bit farther than you, but in complete darkness, I don't think we can see anything. Yeah, in dim light.
Okay.
And just a little bookkeeping. Sivero, you took the scroll Prayer of Healing?
I have that.
Good. All right. I have it on my notes and no check mark by it. So, okay. Yep. Okay.
All right. Let's go.
You don't hear anything. Nothing seems to have reacted to the noise of the rusty portcullis coming down or the hammering of the piton. It all seems quiet in the crypt thus far.
Look both ways. So, which way are we going?
Can I?
I feel, well, we already went right. So, I don't think there'd be anything else there. And we lit the thing in there, so that should be fine.
And that crypt would not open, so there's nothing over there for us.
It's true. I would say we go left.
Okay.
All right, so
You are
in front of
fearless
you
leader.
is the portcullis is down. The bars are barring your way to the left, to the west.
All right. I will open it since it was easy to open and close last
Yeah,
time.
it creaks on its cage again, and then it finally slides to the top after about 15 seconds.
Sorry.
And can I investigate the skeleton archer that was going after us, since he seemed a little bit smarter than the average undead that we were fighting?
Sure. You could do an investigation roll to see if there's anything that stands out. It's a really good roll, but it's clear that whatever necromantic magic that bound the bones together is gone as the bones have kind of started to displace. It's clear that the destroyed skull that is missing now from the powerful magic of Fawoosh must have broken whatever enchantment was on it, and the bones just scatter now. They don't stay together. They're not connected anymore. Even the weapons that were made of bone and the string and all that kind of stuff has just deteriorated, and it's just all useless garbage now that's no longer held together by magics. You don't see anything else on it. You feel like it's similar to maybe skeletons that you fought before. Not too much else.
Fair enough.
Did you find anything?
Well, once they die, their weapons stop being useful, so that's always a plus.
Okay. Lead the way, fearless leader.
If you insist.
I just expected Fawoosh to be like, yep.
And for a second, he was like, huh? But a big guy with armor should
Yeah.
go first.
Did you reset your hit points, Fawoosh?
Oh, no, I did not. I was too concerned with my spells.
Oh.
Good looking out. Thank you.
That's the healer. Good job.
Okay.
I feel like we're Scooby Dooing down the hallway, inching forward.
All right, yeah, so it's still kind of the same hallway. You don't see anything. You do see a few of the boot marks in the dust that looks like it's come down this hallway. Some of them you probably recognize as when you walk down this hallway. It's possible some of these boot and scuff marks are from the skeletons that must have come down. But it also looks like this whole area has traveled quite a bit, so it's been disturbed recently. So there's lots of little different tracks here.
So which way should we probably, I guess, out of character, I think we should go right, because that's an open way as opposed to the other ones being closed. It'd be bad to get backed into a corner.
Again.
Yeah.
I'm down with going towards the direction where there were more footprints. It seems like, well, if they decided to come after us, maybe that's where they came from and can lead us to another one of those altars.
Sweet.
And Farouche just falls in step behind you.
So lead the way.
All right. Farouche, I've never been that way before, so I am not exactly the most confident in my own abilities. Would you mind checking it out?
All right. So Farouche comes to the corner, and then, he looks around it, and he kind of whispers back.
So there's an alcove for the coffin, a sarcophagus, and there's a light on the wall up ahead.
Okay.
Probably want to leave that sarcophagus alone.
Grave robbing later. Gotcha.
Okay, so then
You said on the way out.
okay. Then Farouche scampers across to that corner.
Okay. So
And due to the dungeon delver, I am looking for traps as we move at a normal pace. So if you want to blind roll or roll like a perception or something, that's fine.
yeah, you can make a roll.
I am horrible at perceptions. Oh, yep.
You
There
are
are no
positive
traps.
there are no traps here. Yeah.
Looks fine.
And so then he'll scamper across to this corner,
Okay.
waves them on.
Now what you see is the corridor opens up to a large chamber with the look of a chapel. Its arched ceiling rises to a height of 30 feet, and magical light shines from the north. The southwest corner of the chamber seems to hold plain sarcophagi with wooden coffins stacked between them, many of those rotten and broken open. A large support pillar has a statue of Kelemvor next to it, with a broken seal at its feet. Bones are scattered everywhere, but of more immediate concern are the skeletons that step out from behind the pillar, racing forward to attack. So as your footsteps are echoing off of the crypt walls here, and you can see, so this is the statue, and at the base of it, let's put that in there so you can see it, is a broken seal, similar to the ones that you've seen already. And then from around the pillar, you start to see and hear movement. And everybody can select their tokens, and everybody can roll initiative. You were not surprised because you were slowly making your way through here. They're not going to surprise you, but they were staring at that corridor area, and you will not be surprising them. All right. Back to battle.
Hey, SirLucien, can we ask for a...
And yeah, we can do a break. It's hit the 9:30, which is 1 hour in. And just as we get this set up and ready to go, we'll take a break and we'll come back and we will continue our combat once everybody's rolled their initiative. We good?
Yep.
Let's
Gotta go tuck in the elves. So
All right. All right, so be back in just 5 minutes, and we will continue our battle. Don't go anywhere. It's going to be good. All right, we are back. Greybeard will be back in just a moment, but he's at the bottom of the turn order, so we're just going to jump right back in. Kaz had a awesome roll for initiative this time around. So you were up. You would have seen around the corner, but I kind of stepped everybody back just one step. And then you saw rushing from around the corner what appeared to be a skeleton, and he was definitely heading towards your little corridor here. What would Kaz like to do?
I'll take a...
And then I'll throw my torch right here.
Oh, yeah, because you're having trouble seeing. Yeah, so throw your torch. Go ahead and do just a 1d20 plus whatever your dex bonus is roll for me. Okay, so yeah. So you got over 10. Good. So the torch stays lit on the ground, and let me grab a light source and I'll throw it there for you. Map.
And then, was that an action or a bonus action to throw it?
We will call that a... It's like a ranged attack because you're trying to put it where you want it. But you still could interact, like if you need to draw something else out in your hand.
Yeah.
You still could do a bonus action. You still could do movement.
All right. I'll pull out my two-handed greatsword, and then I will move in front of Fawoosh.
Okay, so I'll throw it right there for us. All right. Okay, that is your turn. So then, skeletons. Let's see. I think they move. They move at 30. Okay, let's get in there. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. This one has a sword out in its hand. You see 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 10,
That's so many numbers.
So this one sits back. That one has a bow. The rest have swords in their hands and are charging forward towards you. So I think what they'll do is they'll use a dash action to move closer, but they won't be able to attack you this first turn. And then these ones will try to get in there. But they won't be able to attack. This guy's going to try to shoot towards you, but there's a lot of stuff going on, so I'm going to let you have a +2 to AC for partial coverage, since there seems to be so much in the way for this guy to make this arrow shot, because he only moved 30, draws his short bow back, and you kind of recognize this one as one of the ones that was in the hallway. Like, you just see a piece of ancient bedraggled leather armor that you just recognize. And you recognize the one in the back is definitely from the hallway as he shoots his short bow. Yeah, and he cackles. But he only rolls a 12, so you see the arrow fly off and hit the wall behind you and does not hit Kaz.
It won't hit me a second time.
All right, that brings us to Sivero.
All right. I'm going to. I can't occupy the same space as Kaz, right?
Correct.
Okay.
You can occupy any one of these other spaces, even this one that doesn't look like a full space. You could still be in that one, but not his. You can pass through one of your friends to another square. That's possible because they'll kind of move out of the way, but you cannot just pass through an enemy's square.
And we didn't see any I didn't. When I looked around the corner, I didn't see any bonfires, like that could be lit on that side, right?
Not from that angle.
Okay.
You saw a seal on the ground, but nothing else.
Right. Okay. God, I really want to do. I am. Oh, because he's going to be at the top of the. Okay, but you're going to go before the zombies. So I am going to. I'm going to step here. And I am going to tell Kaz to move aside, and I'm going to ready a thunder wave to go down the hallway.
All right, so hold action for your spell, and the trigger will be when Kaz moves out of the way. You'll fire it. Nicely done. That's very good and strategic.
Thank
All right,
you.
I like it.
I had another idea, but I don't know. If I could see a bonfire, I had another idea, but...
Yeah, so that would bring us to Fuwoosh, who we're still waiting for. So
Yeah, he's
we
put
can
in the
take a
loop.
brief moment to... All of a sudden, our camera begins to fade and blur, and it goes back, and we hear the flashback music. And we have a flashback of Kaz and Sivero towards when they first met. Where was that? Where did you guys actually meet? How did that happen?
Well, Kaz has our full, mostly history.
Sure, share it with us a
so-
little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So our story takes place in the Sea of Fallen Stars, where Kayzahiir and Sivero were both, I want to say stationed, but that was more just on my military backing. Sivero was part of a wonderful group of lizard people where you would raid a tribe, who would do a lot of raiding and stuff like that. But after you discovered your Yuan-ti past, you wanted to learn more about your heritage. So you set off on your way towards the Anarok Desert and Sword Coast area. Along the way, I was recently retired from my service in the Sembian military, kind of moving between stations at the moment, not really sure who I wanted to follow. So I set off also just more towards Boulder's Gate, just trying to make it towards that general area, knowing that I had a lengthy trip ahead of me. And then we met on the road while Sivero was being harassed by a group of highwaymen.
Bastards. So they were talking to me and like trying to figure out what I was, and I was trying to explain it to them, and they were trying to be more like friendly with me or like harassing me, but I didn't quite understand that. I thought they were just curious about my ways and my people, and I was like, I really don't know. I grew up as a lizard folk, and they were confused by that, and I was confused by them being confused by that because they didn't see a lot of lizard folk. So as Kaz kind of strolled up on us, he was in a very Kaz way, like, are these gentlemen bothering you? And I'm like, I don't know. I have no idea what's happening. So he
Nice.
roughed up the ruffians, and I realized that they were ruffians and helped them, I guess, in a little bit. And I explained my situation, and he found it very interesting. And then we started traveling, and that was that.
Yeah, and
So-
what was Severo's plan at that time? I mean, heading down that road, what did you think you were going to be doing? Were you going to a town to start doing something? Were you going to meet somebody? What was happening?
She had found a group of Yuan-ti up in a mountain, and it was just like on their way, the lizard folk tribe, it was on our way back from a raid, and she saw them, and she's like, wait a minute, that looks way more like me. So she kind of broke off, and she hung out with them for a little bit, but they didn't really accept her as one of them because they're very close-knit. But they did tell her about some other places she could check out, so she was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna go do that. Not really knowing, I mean, she knew about the outside world in the sense that there are people who raid and there are brigands and stuff like that because she was one, so she wasn't really worried about it, and she didn't, very naive in that sense. And but yeah, she was just kind of looking for more information, looking for more Yuan-ti, and trying to figure out, you know, what her heritage was and like the things that she could do. Is that weird or is that common? Anything, basically. She's not really interested in who her parents are or anything like that, but I mean, she would, if she found them, would be, oh, cool, but she's not really like an orphan looking for her family. She's just curious and wants to know more about who she is and where she came from.
Awesome. All right, so our camera kind of fades back from our flashback of on the road where Kaz and Sivero had met, and we get jarred back into combat where we see Fawoosh, it is your turn.
Just so you know, I have just mentioned that I am going to do something down the hallway. So I have asked Kaz to get out of the way so I can do something down the hallway. FYI.
Right.
So don't stand in front of me.
Yeah. Clear the lane of fire. Okay. I will then, enamored with my chaos bolt from earlier, I now, like a little kid with a new toy, he's like, and throws another chaos bolt at this skeleton. And
okay,
chaos bolt.
17? Yeah, 17 would hit.
All right. Double!
Wow.
Okay, so normally I would use a sorcery point to up the damage on that to like manipulate the magic as it goes, but because I feel that it's gonna split and bounce again, like a little kid with a toy, he gets like and lets it fly. So that first it's what, acid damage. So the first skeleton gets hit with 3 acid damage.
Okay.
And then it doesn't really say which one it bounces to, whether I choose or you choose. So with another enemy within 30, and I will roll to hit again.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, 18 is a hit.
Okay. No doubles. So just 9 points of 3 is fire damage. Yep. So it it splashes the first one, and then the globules of acid come off and reform, and then shoot to the next one in this red warbly ball that then like poof pumps into fire on the next one.
All right, awesome.
And then
you do notice that neither one of them goes down. The second one is obviously more hurt than the first one. They all are brandishing short swords and have been charging forward, and they seem to be still in the process of that.
Okay,
all right.
And then I hold my ground there.
Okay. That brings us to the top of the round. First round of combat has gone by, and that brings us to Kaz. You are up.
All right, I am going to strike out against the one that is directly to the north of me.
Okay, yeah, you can swing.
I can swing, but will it hit?
Yes, an 8 does not, as it cackles at you and it throws its sword into your sword, and we hear the big clash of 2 swords as you try to make a couple of swings, and it does not get through its defense.
All right, and then heeding Sivero's words, I am going to make a diagonal 5-foot step and provoke 2 attacks of opportunity.
Ooh, I mean, you could step next to me.
Unfortunately, 3 if you go diagonally south.
Just forgot about that.
2 if you go diagonally north.
Sorry.
All right.
We're doing it. We're going north.
They're just skeletons, right? They never hit anything.
And you
Certainly not me.
You have heavy armor. You're fine.
Yeah, you'll be fine. Here we go. Short sword number 1 as a reaction. Yeah, 10. See, no problem. You did it. It swings, and you're
You're
able
supposed
to
to have the
parry
strong
it.
muscles the zombies did.
And another 10. So you're able to use your defense, and you're able to block both sword shots that try to draw blood from Kaz. All right.
That's it.
That's it. Fortunately, they get to go next.
No, I get to do my turn. I get to do my
Oh, no, you're right. You
action.
held action,
Yeah.
triggered by Kaz moving out of your way. So from your position, you cannot move, but you can
Right.
fire off your spell.
All right, it is a 15-foot cube.
Okay. So we
and-
can do that pretty easy.
Cool. So it should hit all of them, yeah?
I think so. Yeah. I think
Okay,
you. Well, you'll get the 4 in front. It doesn't look like you'll get
Yeah.
the.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The
So you can
deeper
definitely
back.
set it so that it's cubed around them. So yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
We don't even need a cube for that.
Yeah, and then I am going. So I'm going to grab a ruby dust from my bag, and it's kind of going to start like forming around me, and I'm going to stomp at my tail. I'm going to stomp my tail on the ground and push forward, and it's just going to hopefully push them back. So.
Yeah, and we see all the dust on the ground raises up as a big concussive force ripples across the ground, and we see in slow motion, everything goes into slow motion 360 camera move as we see everything interacting, and I believe they get to make a save. Is that correct?
A con save.
Con save. Versus your DC of what?
My DC of it's somewhere, isn't it?
It's on your spells part. Should
Oh, my
say spell DC.
14.
14.
Yeah, right.
So here we go. Closest one, con save number 1. Does not take it. So that'll be a full damage one. Second one
Okay.
to the north. 12, full damage. Second one to the south.
Nice.
14. Makes it.
Yep.
Half
That's half
damage.
damage.
Last one. Does not. So you get 3 full damage, 1 half damage. So go ahead and roll your damage.
All right. Submit. All right. And you can't use can I use my inspiration to make it more damage, or is that for hitting? Because we all get
think-
inspiration.
I think it's my lead.
Yeah, inspiration is for attacks, saving throws, death saves. We also have let you use it if you level up to roll your hit dice.
Okay.
I have done that, but not necessarily damage.
Okay.
And you meant your psychic damage for your inspiration because your College of Whispers?
No, we all get inspiration at the end of last
Oh, okay.
the end of last game.
For being great adventurers.
That's right.
Yeah, so all of them except for this duder get pushed back 10 feet.
Right. So okay, so let's do that.
This-
5,
I
10.
don't- Does that provoke an attack of opportunity? I feel like I've asked
No,
that
that
question
one
before.
when a spell pushes you back, it doesn't.
Okay.
It doesn't. If something forces
And-
you back, you didn't get then no attack of opportunity. But 6
And
damage is
then-
still good.
Yeah. Anything that's on the walls or anything like that does get pushed back as well, or it gets dislodged, but it's probably just rubble at this point.
Well, except for Kaz's
Oh, a torch.
torch,
Let me.
which gets destroyed
That's
and
all right.
goes out.
Oh,
I'll be your seeing eye lizard.
5,
seeing eye
10,
snake.
Yeah.
5, 10, and that one did full damage. So this one, you see the bones just shatter apart as it gets blown back 10 feet, and then the remains of the bones and the armor and the weapons are just laying in these next couple of squares back here from the spell. And this one, not enough to take it down. It is close. It looks raggedy. It looks like it's not moving quite right. The joints aren't working, but the magic that holds it together is still trying to keep it upright and make it dangerous. And this one's cackling at you, even though it took half damage.
Okay, and
All right, so
I'm
that was your
going
held
to-
action.
Oh, yep. So I'm done. Yep.
Now their turn gets to go, so we get one that runs up, who is intent on getting to Sivero.
Right.
The other one runs forward also. And we're going to have this one step 5, 10, 15, right about there, and pulls his bow as his interaction. We're going to have 2 bow shots, and we're going to have 2 short sword shots as we go. So the short swords are going towards Sivero because you've really made these skeletons angry, and they believe you're the power of this group after they just saw that spell.
I'm not.
Short sword number 1. Ooh, 23 to hit. I think that hits. 7
Yeah.
piercing damage. So we see a sword stab into Sivero through her armor and through her guard. Short sword number 2 only rolls an 11. So you dodge. You saw that second one coming, and to try to dodge away from it, it made the first one hit a little harder than it might have. But you were able to wiggle past one of them, so you've only been hit by 1. And then
With
we
my
have
sentinel reaction,
okay.
can I strike out at the one that hit Sivero?
Yeah. Read off Sentinel for us, so those in chat know what you're talking about.
When a creature within 5 feet of you makes an attack against a target other than you, you can use your reaction to make a melee weapon attack against the attacking creature.
There you go. Lay the smack down.
Or at least try.
I believe. I should have
14 is enough. Yep.
Oh,
14
you
damage.
said it.
So, which one did you strike?
I was striking against the one that was actually able to hit Sivero.
Okay, so it was the very first one there. So that one did 14 slashing damage to it. So you can go ahead and describe how that skeleton no longer exists.
Was that the one that was also cackling?
Yes.
All right. So as it continues cackling and stabs out and actually damages Sivero, Kays will look at it, and his eyes will just narrow into slits as he raises his greatsword above his head and just smashes down on it, almost towards the flat of his blade to really try and just smush it into the ground rather than actually going for a clean cut.
Nice. Yeah, just bone after bone is shattered by the force of the sword, and it just crumbles in front of Sivero and you.
Not on my watch.
All right. But while you're distracted momentarily by that, 2 arrows come flying towards Kaz. Arrow number 1. 7 hits the back wall. Arrow number 2. AC 22, 7 piercing as it hits in the side of one of your arms because your body's turned a little bit as you're crushing one. We have another arrow sink its way into your arm. That is the skeleton's turn. Sivero, you are up.
All right. Let's do some work here. Maybe. I am going to... I think I'm going to go ahead and use... are the 2 zombies that are the skeletons who are in the back, are they wearing armor?
Yeah, they have what looks to be like scraps of leather, old leather armor that they must have worn when they were not skeletons, but it's definitely ancient and old and rotting. It's providing some protection to them, but not a ton. And it's mostly
so
leather
but
scraps.
they're not wearing metal armor. It's all leather.
No.
Okay. All right, then I will use I'm just gonna cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter. Oops, sorry. On one of, well, let's see if they're 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'm gonna step forward a little bit here, so I'm not leaving his attack. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah. So I'm going to cast Hideous Laughter on this duder. Or would they not have intelligence? Would I know that? I don't know if I'd know that.
You
try
probably
it.
wouldn't know it, but
Yeah.
As you cast it, they will need to make a wisdom saving throw. So it looks like your magic is affecting them.
Okay.
rolls an 8, so it misses its save.
Okay, so the creature of your choice you can see within range perceives everything as hilariously funny and falls to the ground in fits of laughter.
All right, and so it affects it. So from now on, you know that skeletons do have an intelligence above 4. Not much, but it is above 4.
There. All right, and then I'm going to give some inspiration to one of my friends.
It also does it do any damage?
No, it just incapacitates them.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to give bardic inspiration to Kaz because he saved me, and I'm gonna say to him in Draconic, our fearless leader, you have saved me yet again. I appreciate it very much. I feel like she always just says, "You're so strong."
That's her catchphrase.
Yeah, you're so strong.
That was just how you ended sentences in the lizard tribe.
Exactly. Yo, yeah, that's all it is. Thank you so much. You're so strong.
All right, that brings us pretty strong turn from Sivero. We're moving on to Fawoosh.
Okay. I think he's just gonna go ahead and firebolt that young skeleton right there.
And you're remembering your pack tactics, right?
Yes. So I do indeed have advantage. If only. There it is. Woo.
Dang.
Oh, crit!
Woo!
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
Annihilated skeleton. You can go ahead and describe it.
Oh, nice. So again, his almost all his fire spells come from his mouth. So he just basically sees that one, Kaz crunches one. Sivero is like, "Oh, you're the strongest," to Kaz, and he just gets a little jealous and goes, and it just whoosh! It comes out much more fiery than his bolts normally are. Like normally they look like a little firework. This came out like a gout of flame, and just crisped the bones and wore the magic away, and the thing just kind of crumbled.
Hey, Kaz, make a con save for me.
Oh no.
No, you
Nice.
kill it, but you were covered by the explosion is so much that all of the bones of that skeleton turned to dust, and your dust just kind of coats you, and now you have like this white dust sheen on the front side of you, and your nose is kind of wiggling a little bit like you're about to sneeze, but you're able to hold it and not sneeze. You're fine.
Lovely.
Nice, good detail.
It's caught in there.
Yeah. All right. Anything else from Fawoosh?
No. Nope. That's it.
Top of the round. Round 2. No, this is round 3 now.
3.
Kaz is up. Or K.
All right. I'm just gonna drag my hand across the bone powder that's on my face, just to like really get into it, and then I'm gonna run forward, seeing as how the skeletons near us are dead. Well, re-dead.
Yeah. So the one to the south is laying on the floor, laughing, cackling, screeching laughter. The other one is trying to draw another arrow.
Kaz, is it like do you have stripes now? These like wicked, jaggy white stripes.
It's like the Uruk-hai in Lord of the Rings, where they
But like the
have
reverse
white
of
stripes.
it. Yeah, the reverse.
Nice.
And then I can only move my 30 feet, but I'll use a dash action and just get on these guys.
Okay. So we hear the armor clanking. We see Kaz dash forward, our black dragonborn warrior, and used your action, bonus action
To
Anything?
dash.
Yep. But
I don't have a bonus action.
okay.
Or
Well, you do.
I'll
But yeah.
No, yeah. I won't second wind. I'll save it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so Mr. Skeletons get to go. So now, at the end of its turn,
yeah.
so it's going to lose its turn for sure. So the one that had its bow is now all of a sudden big Dragonborn in front of it. It drops its bow and it pulls this bone short sword out, and it tries to stab it towards the charging Kayzahiir. So we will do a short sword attack on him. But it only hits for a 7. It just fumbles around because it had to drop its bow, and you're charging at it, and it's thinking about backpedaling, realizing your sword's raised and ready to hit it, and it misses trying to stick it into you. The other one loses its turn, but it does get to make a wisdom saving throw to see if it can repel your magic. He only rolls an 11, so he continues to be affected, and cackling next to you is this skeleton who has heard the funniest joke in his life, or his unlife.
Terrifying.
At this point, yeah. It was some type of pun on bones and not having a body or being resurrected or something, and he's just laughing and laughing.
He has a bone to pick with them.
There you
Sorry,
go.
I'm not really good at puns, so I don't know if I can do that.
So that brings us to Sivero. You are up.
All right, I am going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'm going to go here just to see what I can see. See what I can see. Okay, and I can see that there is a pyre over there. Do I see any more zombies coming this way? Or skeletons or anything?
You see what you see.
Okay. So
There's also the broken sigil at your feet.
Yeah. Which, it's fine. So I am going to... I trust my friends. They've got this. I'm going to dash. So that was 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. I'm going to get to this corner so I can light this. I'm going to be trying to light this the duder up here.
Okay.
Because I have the extra thing just in case, because we don't want any more zombies coming. So that and that is all I will do.
As a side note, you could have used your interaction to grab that seal on your way by if you wanted to.
An interaction? What's that?
An interaction is like drawing a sword, pulling out a potion.
I see.
So,
not interaction, like you're interacting with things.
Yeah, yep. You're interacting with an object.
Okay.
Whatnot.
Cool. Then I am done. That is my turn.
All right. So, as you do that, though, Sivero, you notice you see some wide alcoves before what looks to be like a dais, and are each set with a stone sarcophagus and lit by a magical torch. The western alcove is occupied by zombies, hunched over something on the floor between them and seemingly oblivious to your presence.
Okay.
So over in
That's great.
Right.
So it's going to be in this west area.
Mm-hmm.
There are some zombies.
Does it look like they're eating something?
They are definitely hunched over, and they are making movements like they're doing something.
Yummy.
And let's grab them once again.
Maybe I can be really sneaky.
Well, and I'll
Although I
put
don't
them
have
there.
feet, so-
Yeah, in just a second. So let me move it to
Sure.
Fawoosh's turn, and I'll
Yeah.
put those there in just a sec.
Hmm?
Where'd they go? Go ahead, Fawoosh. You are up.
All right. So Fawoosh has been around the corner this whole time and expects to step out into a hellscape with his friends fighting there. And as he steps out, There's nobody there, and so he like, and he dashes, not dashes, but moves his full movement forwards.
Okay.
I guess he'll only go there. Wait. This one is the one that's on the ground laughing, right?
The one to the south, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go to there, and then I will firebolt that skeleton. $22.
Okay, 22 hits.
6 damage, fire damage.
All right. And that is the south one, or...
Nope, this one, because I would have disadvantage on hitting the one that's prone, that's on the ground, because
Yeah, it's
I'm
wiggling
attacking
around
with a ranged attack.
Though you would cancel it out because of pack tactics, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, yep. Okay.
That's okay. Yeah, you wound the one that's next to Kaz then. Okay, anything else for Whoosh?
No, nope.
Kaz, top of the round, 4th round, you are up. You've lost sight of Sivero at this point. You see a firebolt fly past your shoulder, but it is your turn.
I will strike out against the one that just got firebolted, as the one that is laughing seems a little busy
Okay.
currently.
Swing away. 19 strikes true. 10.
I
That
get
is
to
enough.
re-roll a 2.
Oh, it's
Oh,
enough.
it kills it! Yay!
Even without it, yep. So we see this great sword crash into it. In fact, it's like a baseball bat swing that cuts it in half, and then your sword digs into the pillar next to it. Anything else for Kaz?
I just imagine the
Movement or bonus?
skeleton. The other skeleton head rolls next to the one that's laughing. He pauses, and then just starts laughing again.
Yeah, more laughing.
So I will head towards where I saw Sivero run, as it's in my nature to want to try and protect my friends.
Alrighty. So you can move. There you go.
Could I use my bonus action to pick this up?
You can use an interaction to pick it up. Sure.
Okay. Yeah, I'll pick it up then.
All right. So I will grab it and place it with the other ones, so we know that you have that.
And then I will move 15 feet to right here.
All right. Skelly turn. Cannot do anything. So his turn will be lost, and he is just going to make a wisdom save then. Let's do that. Here comes wisdom save. Nope, 2 stays.
Yeah, keep chuckling.
Yep, keeps laughing on the ground. But we are going to... We need an initiative roll for our zombie friends.
Zombos. Are they still distracted?
They're currently at the moment.
Okay.
I mean, we don't
normal,
need
okay.
one.
Initiative.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, 0. 2 minus 2, so they are at the bottom here. Oh, I must not have had one selected. Let me add it. All right, so that is their turn. Sivero, it is your turn.
Okay, I'm going to hold up my hand to my friends and I'm gonna say, shh, and like give them the you need to stay there. I'm going to adjust my hat of disguise, and I'm going to use my action to turn into a skeleton.
Okay.
And I'm going to gather myself for a second, and I'm going to start... Oh! Sorry, lost me for a second there. Kick the cord. I'm going to start shambling forward.
Okay. So...
To the pyre.
Yeah. So you can use your 30 feet if you're just going to make a regular move. So sure, go ahead.
Is this stairs? Is it like raised?
Yeah. So this is raised. These are stairs here to go up.
So going diagonally, it's 5, 15, 20, 30, right? So I can make it to...
Yeah, you can do diagonals. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, and then what is this? Is this a...
It doesn't look like anything.
Oh, okay. And then, so that's as far as I get. I'm gonna like shamble and kind of like trip.
Yeah, you see one of them kind of crane its neck over, but then it goes back to, and you clearly can see that they seem to be consuming a body.
Mm-hmm. Oh, gross. Okay, and that is my turn.
Okay. So that brings us to Fawoosh. Your party members have moved north. There's a cackling skeleton laying on the floor near you. What do you do?
All right. I will use a sorcery point to quicken. You know what? Never mind. I will walk forward. I will use a sorcery point to quicken spell. Spit a firebolt on him, and then hit him with my scimitar.
Okay, so the firebolt's disadvantage, but the scimitar is advantage, right?
Yep. So there's the firebolt disadvantage.
12 misses. So he's cackling and rolling around on the ground, and you just recognize that the magics that hold it together have repelled your firebolt.
And then scimitar.
Which
there it is.
has advantage because he's on the
Yeah.
ground.
Yeah,
I
so
did
16
it
to hit.
backwards.
That's okay. It's still there. 16's a hit, so you do 8 slashing.
Yep.
As you destroy the skeleton on the ground, and you break, you can see the dissipation of the enchantment spell that was on it is broken, and the bones just lose cohesion on the floor there.
All right.
All right.
I will continue moving.
Okay. Yep. Use whatever movement you have.
Yep, there I am. That's my turn.
All right. Zombies at this point seem to be devouring at this point. So we will move it back to the top of the round. And Kaz, you were up. Or Kays. I keep saying it wrong. Kays.
I think we've all been saying Kaz.
Well, it's probably because I keep saying it. And then everybody follows suit. I heard it's Kays. I'll get it right. Think Men in Black. K. Men in Black. Men in Black.
Yeah.
Men in Black.
Now, this entire time, it's just reminded me of Blade Runner having Sivero say K.
Hey. Hey.
I will try and stealth my way towards the left
Are you
and use half of my movement to try and move silently.
What armor do you have?
I have scale mail, which causes disadvantage on stealth checks.
Yeah. So you can make your stealth check.
Boys never listen to me.
Disadvantage. But it is cool black
You
scale.
told me
It's
to move
black dragon
quietly.
scale.
That literally went like this.
So yeah, give us a disadvantage stealth check with black scale.
that's
well,
not bad.
13's not bad. Let's see. Zombies have a... Okay, you see no reaction thus far, Kays. Anything else?
I will take a ready action that if any of them swarm us, that I'm just going to go baseball style.
Okay. These things are dead, so we can remove them from the turn
And that's
order.
it.
Severo, you are up.
All right, I'm going to shamble forward, and I'm going to try to light this motherfucker. Actually, I'm gonna try and get on the other side of it just in case it doesn't work. Gives me a little bit of
As
strength.
you try that, and as you clear the top of the steps, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Dun dun dun.
Ooh.
Who puts traps in the crypt?
I'm trying to act like I'm walking. I've never had legs before, so it's hard.
So at the top of the stairs, you feel underneath you as you slither across the dais, one of the cobblestone sets feels like it falls down a fraction. You hear a click, and then you feel pain from underneath as a cluster of spikes shoot up into the lower part of your body, and they do 6 piercing damage.
Can I make some sort of save to keep my shit together? Can I make a performance check to make sure that I don't blow my cover?
Sure. Yeah, let's see. Let's see if you can hold it from crying out in pain and alerting the zombies. Performance check. We can do that. Yeah, you're able to, bite your hand and maintain as much concentration as possible. You do not seem to see. Again, a couple of them look over at the sound of the spikes coming up from the floor, but then they kind of give you that weird dead stare of an undead, and they go back to eating. And when they look at you, their faces are just covered with blood. They go back to whatever they're eating, and then as you leave that pressure plate, you see the spikes go back down.
I'm going to make a mental note of that. And then I'm going to try to light the sacred pyre.
All right.
The
Do
dex
you
check?
own
I do, because
the
I picked
proper
it up from
striker?
the
There you go.
dude.
Yeah.
over
So
there.
to light it, let's go back up to that, unless you happen to remember.
I think it was a dex check.
Yeah, I'm pretty
That's
sure.
why I
it
took
is.
it.
Yeah,
Because
let me
I
go
have
back.
high dex.
Let's see. Braziers, where are you? Doors and gates, broken seals. You think they would put it right there. This happened the last time I went to look for it. I know it's a dex check. Go ahead and make a dex check. And it's not very big. It's like a... Let's see what you get. Might not even have to worry about looking. Oh, yeah, you nail it. So you use the special striker and the rod, and you light it up. And let me go ahead and put that on the map for you.
It feels so warm on my leg. My tail.
An additional light source, thank God.
Sorry. And I assume that's my action.
It is your action, yes.
I'm gonna go ahead and can I cast Healing Word on myself?
As long as if it's target touch, self,
It's a
or
60-foot range, so a creature of your choice.
yeah, then you can cast it on yourself.
Sweet. I'm gonna go ahead and do that because that hurts, and I'm going to whisper to myself very quietly. And that is my healing word.
Nice.
Thanks.
All right. So that is lit up, and it now has an aura. That does you see the zombies react to that being lit, and they begin to move now towards you. That
Towards
you
me?
realize, you realize the gig is up.
Oh no! I thought this deterred them.
Yeah, well, it does. They're going to take damage, but they're dumb enough to still
Okay.
come after you. But let's do our second break of the evening before we finish this up. When we come back, we will move to Fawoosh's turn, and then the zombies' turn, and then we'll be back up at the top of the round again. So stay tuned. We'll be back in just 5 minutes, and we will continue the adventure of Crypts of Kelemvor. All right, we're back, and we're ready for some more action. Fawoosh, you are up. You see the brazier on the raised DS is now lit and spewing magical fire and light. Sivero is up right next to it, and you can see Kays is trying to tippy-toe sneak towards the left, but it is your turn.
All right, let me move the initiative tracker over. Okay, there's just more crypts over there. I too am going to try to stealth to the seal here, like hiding behind.
Let me read that piece to you real quick. So,
sure.
standing between a pair of pillars, another statue holds a cracked seal in its hands. A 10-foot deep dais to the north rises about 6 feet above the floor. So she's 6 feet up where she's at. And a brazier stands at the center of that dais with a bas relief of a set of Kelemvor scales carved above it. Oddly, the scales are tipped to the left, where Kelemvor's symbol normally shows them in balance. A large brass key is set into the wall beneath the symbol.
That's by me.
Yes.
All right. I will stick with what I said and try to stealth to here to hide behind that pillar and grab the seal as I go. And stealth.
Okay. I'll put this... Oh, wrong person. I want the seal. There we go. I'll put that with your other ones that you have collected.
Oh, I'm still have disadvantage. Click. So that should just be normal.
Either
Okay.
way.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Right.
Anything else? Done?
I am against the pillar. Nope. Okay. So I stealthed. I interacted. Is stealth an action or is it a movement?
It would say you're hiding, so that's an action.
Perfect. Okay. Then I have no reaction or whatever, or I have no other action.
All right.
Bonus
So
or
we
otherwise.
see the zombies rising up from the corpse that they've been eating on and begin to move towards Sivero. And the moment they step into a certain range, you can see their skin start to boil and flame. Even though they're pushing through it, they're taking damage. So the first one takes 12 damage. These have... I should have put that in. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20. That's as far as it can move. 5, 10, 15, 20. That one also is going to take some damage. 15 points of damage. There we go. 5, 10, 15, 20. We'll take damage. 18 points of damage. Woo.
Shoo. Your time in the Snake Scouts is paying off, obviously.
20. There we go. We'll also take damage. 15 points of damage. All right,
Not
so
see
you can
anything.
see what's happening is their skin has some type of magical fire is burning through them as they're pushing their way towards this brazier that has been lit. But they're still trying to get there, but they're taking massive damage to get towards you. So that is their move. They can't do anything else. I suppose they could dash. Let's try it. Let's send them through the trap here. And they get to make a dex save like everybody else, but that won't be very good for them. No. So they'll take that same damage you took, which is 2d8.
Oh, gee.
Oh, yeah, so that one... Okay. Oh, like that. And it gets caught on those spikes. These ones are dashing, so they get to go another 5, 10, 15, 20. 5, 10, 15. This one's kind of stuck on the spikes. 5, 10, 15. And it makes maybe just a diagonal 20. Okay, that is their turn. Kays is up, top of the round. We're into like a second combat that we've stumbled into. All yours.
Okay. I am going to move forward 30 feet.
Okay.
2, 3, 4, 6. And then I'll take my own dash action and just run up next to 3 of them.
Okay.
All of my spells are like huge. You guys are right up in there.
There we go. And that is That is all I can do currently.
Sivero, you're up.
Oh, okay, well now I have to change what I was gonna do. Determine that poison doesn't
Suddenly
work.
she's snarky snake. It's-
No, I'm snarky. She's not
That's-
snarky.
oh, okay. All right.
They are not wearing metal armor, correct?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, they're
So-
flesh and bone and rotting.
All right, I'm gonna try out this psychic blade.
All right.
All right. I am going to kind of reach out my arm, and from my forearm is going to it's kind of like a it's not it's not like a ghost blade, but you can see it leaving my arm, and then it forms into nothing as it goes towards this duder that's right next to me, just to my kitty corner.
Okay.
So let's do that. Ooh.
Yeah, a 20 strikes true
Nice.
and 10 psychic damage would put it down. So that's going to be a... Let's check. So we got to do... Okay, so it's got to do a
Oh,
DC...
yeah, that's right. Let's get back up.
Nope. So this one, you
Nice.
see the magic dissipate as it is. Brain explodes, eyes light up with white light, and it falls over, and you can see greenish, blackish, necromantic energy dissipate off the body.
Ugh.
Woohoo!
And
You
I'm
are
going to
strong.
I'm gonna say to Kays, don't step where that one is, and I'm gonna point to the one in front of him, the one that's currently in spikes.
Yeah, okay.
And that's my turn.
Fawoosh is up. The Fawoosh is on fire.
Yeah. We don't need no water. Oh no, not me. Okay. He slips through the gap between those statues, takes another step here, and he begins to do his little kid bubble blowing thing. As the 3 dragon heads spin out of his mouth, he's going to cast his Scorching Ray spell.
Okay.
And he does have to hit all 3 targets separately, so they are. Ooh, that irk.
The nice thing is 2 of them hit, 1 barely misses.
Okay.
Although it is a 1, so that typically is always a
Yeah.
miss. But their AC is horrible.
Pack tactics. So can I roll that another die for that 1, and see if, because I would have advantage.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna just roll a separate 20. 17.
Yeah, it would hit.
All right. I'm not going to roll on the other ones to see if I get a 20 or anything. That's good enough. But so then it would be 6, 8, and 4 damage on them. Each as he was doing his bubble blowing thing, each flaming dragon head splintered off and went plamp, 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 and hit each one of them.
Okay,
for
so
1.
the first one is going to need to make a save as it falls to the ground being hit. Let's see what it can do. No, so you see the body burn up, explode into nice little pieces on top of the spike trap as it no longer seems to move. The next one takes 8. So that's going to be another one of those. No, it does not. It's 5. No. Yep. So we see the necromantic energies dissipate from that one. And the last one is a 4.
4 damage.
That one
yep.
does not go down.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else?
No, that's his where he stays.
All right, nice. So that brings us to the other zombie. If it starts its turn in the aura, it takes big damage, which was 3d10, I think. Which is enough to destroy it for sure. But we'll roll just in case.
All ones.
Oh yeah, annihilates it. All of the energy is destroyed as the corpses of those bodies are now smoldering with magical fires that allow them not to be raised anymore. And everything goes quiet again except for the crackling of the fire in the brazier.
That was so impressive, Faouche.
I think your lighting the thing was what it softened them up.
I don't think so at all. I think that you did a lot of damage there.
All right, I did.
You did well too, Kays.
Oh, thanks. I just hit stuff. That's what I'm good at.
You did so well. I didn't see the thing on the wall, so if anybody wants to point that out.
I was actually gonna investigate the guy who was getting eaten.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea too.
Yeah, he's over here.
And I guess Faouche would say something, Dungeon Delver, wise. He's like,
That's odd. That don't look right.
Yeah,
There's a key.
Yeah. So I'll read that part again so everybody hears it again. So standing between a pair of pillars, another statue holds a cracked seal, the one that Faouche picked up. 10-foot deep dais to the north rises 6 feet above the floor, lit by magical torch and reached by a short flight of steps. A lit brazier is there now. It stands in the center with a bas relief of a set of Kelemvor scales carved above it on the back wall. Oddly, the scales are tipped to the left, where Kelemvor symbols normally shown them in balance. A large brass key is set into the wall beneath the symbol, very close to also the magical light that's there.
I'm gonna start stacking the zombies on the spikes, just so nobody steps on them.
Okay. Kays, while you're looking at it, it's definitely been mutilated past recognition of who it might have been. As you look at it, it looks like it has the armor and regalia of a cleric, possibly, but it's all been butchered and mutilated by the zombies who are obviously feeding on it.
I'll pull it away from where it was getting mutilated and kind of set him up, almost resting against the wall. And I'll make a mental note that this guy needs to be brought out with us when we leave this place, just so that way he can get a proper burial.
Okay. Yeah, so as you're looking at him, and when you do that, you kind of start to move the body, you can tell that there was some glass underneath the body, and it looks like there must have been a broken potion underneath where the body was. You don't see any weapons or pack. You think maybe the breastplate is usable on the body, but that's about it. And then, yeah, you can move it to wherever you would like.
Yeah. I'll leave the breastplate on him, mainly just out of a symbol of reverence. And I will move him.
Okay.
Right there. Just around the corner and set him up. So that way he is just resting a lot easier.
Okay.
And then, what do I see in that corner?
As you search around, you see rubble on the floor. You can do a, let's see. Is there any type of check, or is it just... yeah, as you're looking around there, you notice that in the ceiling there appears to be a hole.
Huh. All right. I'll go back to the rest of the party to let them know about the hole in the ceiling, and that's probably going to be them fidgeting with a key.
Okay. Yeah, and what it looks like is on the it's broken tile. There's a stone on the ground, and there's about 30 feet of rope with a frayed end. You can see there's a hole in the ceiling above the pile. You can't see much up there. It's dark.
But can I roll an insight check to see if this is somebody trying to come in or go out?
Yeah, you could take a look at. Well, it'd be more of an investigation. Yeah, to look at the rope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either or.
Yep, investigation. Yeah, I mean, you're looking at it. It looks like the way the rope was setting on the ground, that it must have frayed by somebody trying to climb up it, and it broke. And all of the stuff that is crashed down in here, that maybe somebody has broken a way through into the crypt from somewhere else. They didn't come through the door you came through, and that seems odd to you. That's not like something the priests of Kelemvor would have done. They would have come through the door. So that kind of gives you this idea that these are probably grave robbers, or this guy was a grave robber.
All right. He was wearing priestly garbs, but it might have been under false pretenses. All right.
Or and it's not of Kelemvor. It's a different cleric.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just let that guy sit for a little bit, but I'll definitely relay that information to the rest of the group.
Think about what he's done.
Okay.
You put him in the corner.
Uh-huh. Time out, mister.
No grave robbing for you, just for us. So Fahush, you're checking out the key thing?
I will indeed dodge the...
Oh yeah, there's no way you can step on that unless you step on a zombie.
Yeah, the
They're all
spikiness.
packed up
Oh
there.
yeah, so they're all like
holding their
this.
arms over each other, so that they're kind of like
A carpet of zombie.
exactly.
Yeah, so is the key on a peg, on a ledge, in a cubby hole?
The key is in the hole in the wall.
Oh. I would like to investigate for traps.
You can make a roll. You see no traps. You believe it to be safe.
Okay. I'm like,
This seems good.
and I turn the key.
Yeah.
We all die.
So as you turn the key, you see that the scales themselves begin to right, and they go back to balanced. And then back the way you came, to the south of the room, you hear very faintly, but what sounds like a door creaking open, sliding open, similar to like the stone door from the very first room.
Okay.
Makes that kind of noise.
Can the key be pulled out now?
You can try.
I do. I try to just pull the key out.
It does not appear to pull out of
Okay.
that area.
All right.
Did we save the day? Are we done?
Oh, those doors that were towards when we split off down this path. Maybe this key was what opened them.
Oh yeah. You're so smart.
But it didn't. Does it appear that the key can be removed?
It's in a hole in the wall. You're not sure.
Okay.
It's not like it's a lock.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is it a hole and there's a brass bit that's the same size, or is it a keyhole? Like.
Oh, it's not a keyhole.
Okay. All right. Okay. There's a small part of me that's greedy kobold that's like, we should just cut this off because it's gold, right? The key itself is like made of gold.
Brass.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I find that. I'm gonna look at this tomb and see if I can figure out who it is. Like if there's any markings on it, because it seems like it's important.
That sarcophagus. Yeah, they have. It has. It is finely crafted, but it has no markings as to who is in it. You don't see names. You don't see any lettering. All you see is that it's a nice sarcophagus. It's definitely old. It's been here a long time. But you don't. There's no indication of who might be in it.
Okay.
I'm just seeing us walking out dragging bags full of like funeral stuff and
Yeah.
grave things.
Somebody
fine.
came in and cleared the place out.
I don't really need to look at anything. Like I'm not. I mean, I'll take something that's there, but I don't really care. So I'm gonna start moving. I guess, just like strolling, waiting for somebody to tell me what to do.
Same for me. I'm gonna wait till the party tells me what they do.
All right.
Well, since the key like slowly changing back to its original position?
No.
Oh. All right. Well, we can either check. There's another hallway, I think, off to out to the east, and then if we go all the way south, there are those other doors that we could possibly check out. So, whatever you guys want. Do we want to check out the other hallway, or do we want to go all the way down? Foosh, what do you feel most comfortable inspecting with your delving powers?
Doors.
Doors.
All right, to the doors.
To the doors. To the doors. To the doors. To the doors. To the doors.
And I'll make sure to kind of just drag that extra body with us.
Oh, you are. Aku.
Okay.
Our Justice 282 said earlier, nobody puts cleric in a corner.
There you go.
That made me laugh.
So, go ahead. What do we see when we get down here?
The southern part is the statue of Kelemvor, similar to the other statues that you've been seeing. You see a lever that sits in between the two doors, but the two doors are still closed.
Okay.
All right. You guys ready?
Yes.
All right.
I'll line up
Mm-hmm.
here so I can see in the bottom door.
And I'll throw down the lever as soon as everyone's in position.
Mm-hmm.
The throwdown. All right. Let's open up some area for you. So both doors open when you pull the lever. It obviously controls both doors. And let's move that. Oh, I gotta zoom in to do it, I think.
Yeah.
I see a hallway.
It looks like a coat closet.
This one goes 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 feet and opens into a room.
All right, we probably want to check out that room. Does the door look like it's closing?
No, it looks like the
Steadily?
lever controls it, and whatever position you have it in is
Okay.
however
Does it
they-
lock when it goes?
Like if I
It
take
doesn't,
my
it
hand
doesn't
off
seem
of
like it moves. No, it doesn't move on
Okay.
its own.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's investigate this lower room.
All right, marching order. Who's going first?
Hold
Oh,
on a
yep,
second.
okay.
So,
Oh,
for whoosh,
sorry.
when you make one step into the room there, go ahead and put yourself one square in.
Now, ready?
And then everybody
Ah.
else set yourself up the way you are.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right, so as you guys watch Fawoosh walk into that doorway, I want Sivero and Kays to make a perception check.
My passive perception is pretty high. Does that do anything?
11.
I don't think
No, I think I'm
I
gonna have
think
you do
I-
a check because you're kind of
Sure.
paying attention to the door and
Yeah.
Fawoosh.
so. Yeah, not great.
And let me do a. Yeah, that's normal. But I want something else here. There we go. Okay. Let me make a roll. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Dover die.
Does it help? I have my lucky chicken bone.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Okay. Here's the bad news. They rolled a 20 on their stealth.
Oh,
So they have surprised the back of your group. And everybody's going to be able to roll initiative, but they're going to get a surprise round. So they're going to get to go in their surprise round, and then we're going to start initiative off in the second round. So everybody can click on your token and roll initiative.
I just Googled if snakes eat spiders, so
Oh, good.
they don't.
It's the important things.
Yeah.
Okay, well, they had a bad initiative. That's not too good.
Oh,
But, so round one is Sivero surprised, can't go. Kay's surprised, can't go. Spiders spring their trap as they come off the ceiling, climb down the wall around. They're not on the floor. And then they jump towards Sivero and Kay's. And we hear the noise of these things coming out. Oh, this could be bad.
Giant spiders. Dun, 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 dun.
No.
anything with spiders.
So they get to go and they have a bite. Which of course is not set up in the action. Why would that be? Let's go look. Let's look at our handy dandy companion, giant wolf spider.
Hey, Fawoosh, you see any traps down there?
No, I told you, this is clear. Let's go.
All right,
Man,
so
this place has had a lack of spiders jumping at me from the ceiling.
1d20
What would they eat?
plus 3.
Adventurers.
Certainly not us.
So a bite tack on Sivero. Rolls a 10. Bite tack on Sivero, the second one. Different one. 19. Think that's a hit.
Yes. Oh, yes. Sorry.
And then one on K's. Only rolls a 5. So we get one sinking of fangs into Sivero. And you're going to take 1d6 plus 1. So let's do that. 3 piercing damage from the fangs that pierce into your body. You must now make a DC 11 Constitution saving throw.
Do you have anything special for
I
against
can't be
poison?
poisoned. I'm
Oh.
immune to poison.
Okay. Well, yeah, I don't think anything would happen then.
Mm-mm.
So even if you fail. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a handy thing to have. You cannot be
Yeah.
poisoned. That will bring us... So that's the surprise round. That's all they can
Yeah.
do, one attack. Now we go back to the top of the order, and now it's Severo's turn.
All right. Well, I am definitely startled, and when I'm startled, I kind of just go for it. So I am going to cast Shatter, which is each creature within a 10-foot radius. So I am going to cast it here, right? Because that would hit them and not me. These two.
Correct.
Okay. So I'm gonna do that. They need. There is no saving throw. Oh no, okay. There's a saving throw. It's a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. So
Give
the
him a
one
teaspoon
directly above you will make a check. Rolls a 17. The second
Makes
one
it.
to the left, a 16.
They both make it, so they take
Okay.
half damage,
Okay.
and that is going to be 17. So,
So
they'll each
half
take.
of 17 then? Okay.
Yep.
We said we would round up.
Yep.
So that will be a 9.
And they are just regular spiders, right?
Well,
They're non-magical.
yeah, I would say they are non-magical. They're
Okay.
just very large.
Yeah. Okay. There's just a different save if they're like weird.
Okay.
So-
No, I think they're regular creatures.
Okay. Okay. And yeah. So as I cast this, I'm basically being the girliest I've ever been, and just and like throwing it because I was not expecting
Nice.
something behind me.
Okay. Anything else?
No, that's it.
All right, that brings us to Kay's.
I also am just gonna turn around, just swing down with my greatsword.
Okay.
Which part scared you more? The spider biting at you, me yelling, or the giant shatter that just happened?
Probably you yelling in the shatter.
Yeah, that will hit. That will strike true.
All right, and then
13 damage is... Ooh, it's a big hit, but it does not kill it outright, but is severely wounded.
all right, I'm going to take my action surge then,
Okay.
and I'm going to use that opportunity to throw up on 2 spiders.
Oh, nice. In a line?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm sorry, I forgot about your thing. I was like, why?
So they get to make a DC 11
Spiders
dex. Just
creep
get out of the
them out.
way. So the first one closest to you makes a 12. So it'll take half damage. The second one back behind it rolls an 11.
Also half.
Still half. So that's going to be a 4 for each. But let's see. Oh, so close. You think it's near death's door, the one right above you. And the other one is wounded too, but not quite as much. But the one right in front of you is like, it looks like you broke, some of the legs have come off. It looks like it's not going to live much longer. It's bleeding out, but it's still trying to sink its fangs into you.
Just like wiping the acid off my mouth. Just why? I'll pass.
All right. That goes to the spiders. So first one on Sivero. Let's see if I got enough of this to work. So a 7 would miss.
Mm-hmm.
Second one will still try to get to you because it can't quite get to K's. 19. The fangs sink into your body for 7 piercing damage. But you do not make a con save. You feel the venom flow into you, but your body rejects it and doesn't fight it. It's like you're like, you don't have venom. I know what venom is.
I know what that is.
And then one tries to bite feebly as it uses one leg to drag itself forward and tries to sink its fangs into the shins and knee of K's. And it does for 2 damage, K's. 2 piercing. You need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, buddy.
Oh, I'm totally good at these. See, totally good at them.
Yeah, an 8. So you needed to go higher than that. You are going to take... let's get some dice out. And it is 2 of those. 5 more poison damage.
Oh yeah, feel the burn.
Okay. That is their turn. Fawoosh, you hear a ton of commotion happening behind you.
Well, and I heard the mortar round hit of the shatter spell, right?
Yeah, ears
Alright.
are ringing.
Okay.
You heard some type of throwing up sound, splashing of some type of liquid, Sivero screaming more like a girl than you've heard her ever scream thus far, the way she described it.
And I step into the hallway and I don't have anything clever to say. So I guess oh man, yeah. I'm gonna only one of the spiders looks beat up, right?
No,
The
they
others-
all look definitely damaged. You can tell your party members have been putting the hurt on these things.
All right. Then I guess I will just firebolt. Oof. I
Pack
will-
tactics since they're all engaged with
Oh.
us.
Yep. All right. And seven.
So 8 was a firebolt, then 7. So yeah, they
7
so you-
plus 5 though.
Well,
'Cause that didn't have the spell attack bonus.
oh yeah. So it would be 12, and I will spend my bardic inspiration,
Yay.
which is D6, right?
actually that would have wore out.
Oh, it's 10 minutes.
It's over 10. Okay.
Yeah.
We,
In fact, Kaz wouldn't have his either.
Mhm.
all right. I gotta move my.
But you do
bardic.
have inspiration from last game that you can use. We still have
Yeah.
the.
Yeah, he's already rolled twice.
Yeah, I already rolled.
Oh, right,
I already
okay.
rolled.
So he did have
Yep.
advantage. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So
So
my
12
inspiration.
is not quite enough. So the firebolt just misses your target.
Okay.
What's happening is you're trying to avoid hitting K's, and you're trying to avoid hitting Sivero. You're trying to kind of weave that loop, and you just couldn't do it safely without putting one of them in danger. So your firebolt goes wide.
Just not as good as Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, you couldn't. You
Spinning
got to curve
bullets.
that bullet. You got to curve it.
All right.
I tried to rewatch that movie recently, and it doesn't hold up as well.
I've only ever seen commercials for it. I've never seen it. So.
All right, brings us to the top of the round. Sivero, you were up.
All right, I am going to use my bonus action. No, I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on myself
Okay.
because I'm hurting. There we go.
Oh yeah. Tell us what that magic looks like.
Okay, so I double check real quick if there are. Oh yeah, so I grab more ruby dust out of my pack, and I kind of normally it's more graceful, but right now I'm kind of just like splotching it on me like an old woman putting on perfume, and it's absorbing and giving off this kind of red light, and my wounds are kind of crystallizing a little bit with the ruby dust, and then healing over.
Nice. 12's a good roll too.
I needed that. I was at 3.
Healer gotta heal.
Yeah, healer gotta heal, bruh. And then I'm
Don't be
going to
hating.
give I'm gonna give some inspiration to oh shit. I'm gonna give inspiration to probably Kaz. Kaz, since he's right next to me. And I'm gonna say I'm not gonna say anything inspirational. I'm just gonna, did you see those things come down? That's where they come from. They're just
I'm terrified.
Ah! And that's the end of my turn.
She inspires him by saying, "Run for your life!"
You're so strong.
You're inspired to
So
run.
fast when you run away.
All right,
They're so
Kaze.
strong.
You're up.
So
All
you,
right.
so you saw a lot of wounds on Sivero, but her magic has started to seal them up, and they are crystallizing over. But there still appears to be some spiders here to deal with.
All right. I can't just walk through spiders, so I'm gonna have to cut my way through, and I'll attack the really, really weakened, legless-looking one in
Yeah,
front
this
of
one
me.
looks really bad. Yeah. As long as you don't miss. No. Yeah, just
Yeah.
you annihilate it. You can tell. How do you kill it?
All right. At this point, I'm not even going to really like use the blade of my greatsword. I just smack it on top of the head with the pommel.
Okay.
It's,
Poor thing.
it's kind of like, man, you are not my query. That is
green
fine.
ichor sprays out from its crushed noggin. What else do you do?
I am going to take a 5-foot step forward so that way I can be relatively threatening to the two ones that are attacking my friend.
Okay.
And I will use my second wind now because that seems like a much better time.
Okay. So this will get you some hit points back. Oh yeah. No, wait, didn't see it yet.
Average, but I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Take what
Average.
you can get. All right. Two of the spiders remain.
That is my turn.
Okay. We have a bite towards Sivero. 19.
Mm-hmm.
So it will do 7 piercing damage. It does not do the 5 poison.
Mm-hmm.
And I will use my reaction for Sentinel to
Yeah.
smack that spider.
Do it.
Nice.
Do it.
Nice.
And I re-roll one of those d6s.
Doesn't matter. Crushed it.
Yeah!
You can describe it.
All right. With this one, it's just going to be an uppercut to sever the head part from the abdomen.
Nice. Sivero, you're sprayed with green ichor. All right. The other spider tries to bite Kays, but only gets a 6. Is not able to get through your armor at all. All right. That is their turn. Fwoosh. Only one spider lives.
All 4 of its spidery eyes, are watching as its head after you lopped it off falls to the floor. It's like Dragonborn floor, splat.
That's
all
4 Dragonborns, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I will. I'm going to continue with the firebolt onslaught on the remaining one.
Alrighty. You get
Oh.
advantage.
Oh, yeah. I gotta hit that button. I keep forgetting to click it. They made it so easy for us, and
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Close enough. Because it's the +5, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is +5. So 13.
Yeah, 13 will hit.
Woo! Okay, so there is damage there. A whopping 2.
damage.
Yep,
Let's see if it's
that's all I
enough.
got.
It is not.
All right.
All right, anything else?
No. Nope.
Sivero, covered in green, giant wolf spider ichor. It is your turn.
If I fire a crossbow at it, will it be at disadvantage?
Disadvantage because you're
yeah,
within
'cause I'm
5
close to
feet.
him.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna just pull out my dagger
Okay.
and, I'm just gonna be like,
It's worked before in the past. Let's see
yeah,
it.
I'm just gonna flip it up and try and stab him in the gullet.
And you do. And in
I'm gonna try and
fact,
get him right in.
you can describe how you destroy it.
Oh,
So I get
Nice.
sprayed with all this gunk. I just kind of wipe off my face. As I'm pulling out my dagger, I flip it up and then I stab it right in its poison sac on my side, so it doesn't spray over Kaz. And I'm gonna rip it out.
Nice.
I'm just look kind of sad.
You do notice that your hand and arm is now drenched in green ichor.
It's kind of the theme of the day.
Yeah. And it seems to go quiet once again.
Why would they keep spiders in here? Why would they do that?
That's
Just
actually
kind of like
really
shaking
gross.
off green from my person.
Fabush is like, that's really gross.
Ugh.
Then he remembers. He's like, starts snapping at you guys, and little like 2-foot sections of ichor just vanish away. And he's like, until you guys are
Thank you,
clean.
Fabush.
Oh,
I forgot you could
why
do
haven't you
that.
done this before?
It's like,
Is the dust like gone from my face now as well that I had kept?
No, I think I'd leave that. I think it's just ichor because that looks cool, and so there's no way Foosh would make that go away. So
Solid.
Fair enough.
all right, and you
So
said,
let's-
oh, go ahead.
I was just saying, let's thoroughly check each thing that we open next time, okay?
Moving forward, we're learning. Look, we're learning a lot this time. This is our first real adventurer gig.
All right, I creep along the wall again to that corner.
Okay, so you can kind of see in this room. Let me put that there so you can see that. So yeah, Fawoosh would see a statue of Kelemvor with a broken seal at its feet stands along the east wall, while a brazier stands along the west wall. A tattered banner bearing the symbol of Kelemvor hangs on the wall above the brazier. 4 ornate stone sarcophagi stand in the corners of the room, and an alcove near the entrance area. In the far corner, which you don't quite see quite yet. Okay.
And Fawoosh kind of to you guys, he's like,
I see a seal and another one of the fires.
All right, I'm gonna peek around the corner and make a perception check to see if
I can't see anything.
Oh.
Yeah,
There's
so
a
go ahead
light
and
on the wall.
go ahead and make a perception check as you peek around.
That's a 9.
It looks like a room. There's a little bit of light in here from on the wall there, but not too much. Other than that, even you see another brazier and you see another seal.
Okay, so I think that we should double check that there are no traps, and then I run in and light the fire.
all right, so I will
Me.
glance about investigating for said traps. I have advantage. 15.
Okay. Where are you checking for traps?
I just basically a cursory, like before she can start slithering towards the brazier. I'll like.
I mean, to check for traps, you can the couple of squares that are in front of you, you don't see any, but like you're not
Okay.
going to see anything if it's over here from standing.
So this is on a dais, right?
Yeah, slightly raised,
Okay.
not as high as the other one.
So that's what I'll do is I'll get within investigating range of that,
All
and
right.
then I'll check that area basically for traps.
So at
I
here,
just see him wander off into the darkness.
yeah, at
I'll
here,
describe to you what's doing when he's doing.
you were checking for traps, but give me a perception check.
Sure.
You make it. Okay, so as you get to that spot, your eyes are drawn to movement to one of the sarcophagus in the far corner appears to have been broken in half, and there appears to be movement coming from it.
So this one or this one?
I'll show you as
Southeast?
this happens.
All right. Aha.
And you won't be surprised by it. You saw it before, and what it does is it throws off the top half of the sarcophagus lid. It lets out a huge roar, and this thing is big, but also looks undead.
Why did you not bring a cleric?
And the roar is deafening.
All right.
And it looks like it's going to charge towards you. So guess what? We get more initiative turns.
Combat, combat, combat.
Combat heavy.
Yeah.
Lucian, Jordan showed up in chat, and he's like, Kelemvor!
Yep. They call this a rage zombie.
Oh, jeez. Oh, dude, we're
Oh, look at
bosses.
that! Woo.
On point. On point is what is going on.
For sure. We're all like, this shit, we're out.
Wait, did we all get 23
Yeah.
or 21 for initiative?
Nice.
Go Team Dragon!
There's a reason we're a party.
Well, Kay's, although you rolled twice, what happened?
One was selecting my mini and the other was not. Or my thing.
okay.
So you can have me go at 18. I don't mind. If you want to have me go at 21, it's fine.
We'll put your original roll in, so we'll put you there. Of
right,
Falush
sounds
and
good.
Sivero, who has the higher dex?
I think it's 18 and 18.
Oh, really? No, mine's 16. I thought yours.
Yeah, 18.
So Falush will be first because of his dex, then Sivero. You guys are all going to get to go first, which is nice. Kay's.
Yeah.
And then a raging zombie who throws the lid across the room, not really at anybody, but the stone lid goes crashing across the room and hits this back wall. And this thing looks big, probably ogre size. Falush.
All right.
you were up.
So 10, 15, 20. Okay. So Farouche is like glances back at you guys and sees how far away you are, and then he'll twist his hand up like this and create a bonfire right in front of the thing.
Mm.
And then he'll spend a sorcery point to cast I'm gonna cast Chaos Bolt on him. Oh,
Okay.
I do not have advantage, so it would be the 12, not the 16. Sorry.
12 hits.
Oh, sweet.
He's a big dude.
And so 5 is... Sorry, I'm scrolling back instead of clicking it like I should have. Nope. Wow, that was a ways back. Chaos Bolt is not even on here. So, hold on. Sorry. Spells. Chaos Bolt. Okay. How do I
I
get
wanna
to
say
the
it was
description?
But I don't know.
There it is. Okay. And 5 is lightning.
Oh, nice.
I'm a lightning bug, baby.
Okay, so it does 13.
Yep.
All right. Lightning crashes into it. Anything else from Falush?
I would run, but I am a proud little kobold.
All right. Sivero is up. You hear...
Can you describe his garb, please? What is he wearing?
This is basically muscle. Lots
Oh.
of ripped think like Borderlands.
Oh,
Think
yeah.
rage zombie with little head, big body. Lots of
Yeah.
muscles, lots of bones protruding.
Okay. I am going to cast Vicious Mockery. Maybe.
Nice.
I'm gonna move up next to Farouche because we are friends.
Oh, you were
and-
brave. You were very hurt.
I know I am. Maybe I'll stand behind behind him. Slightly. I'm there with him. In
Moral
spirit.
support.
Yeah, right.
Just a good back rub.
I'm trying to think if I can do anything else. Because I can't really. He's not a snake, so I can't.
Team reptile.
I know, right? I can do all the things that don't hurt. I mean, I can calm emotions, but I don't think that that's gonna work on him. Maybe I'll. Sorry, this is like.
He's not such a ragey zombie anymore.
Right.
Yeah, it's roid rage too. For
Roid
sure.
rage zombie. Then I'll do vicious mockery. So he. So he needs to make a wisdom save.
Okay. Okay, let's try it.
Oh, he for sure makes it. So nothing
He
happens.
made it.
I'm gonna start slurring stuff out because I don't know what's happening, and I don't know what the frick that thing is. And
Yeah, and it
it's
doesn't
kinda just
understand
a-
any of your language. And it's just roars.
Mhm.
All right. Anything else?
I'm going to give inspiration. I only have one left. Might as well. I'll give it to Fahush.
Okay.
And I'll say, I'm going to stand behind him and I say, you got this, buddy. I believe in you. Remember, you're the strong one. Patting his back.
And he's quivering a little bit, but he's like, oh, okay.
All right.
All right.
Kaze
that's my
is up.
turn.
All right, going to roar. And I will move 5, 10, 15, 20 feet here. And then 30 feet here, and I can't see anything.
Oh, no.
I do have a bonfire in
Oh,
front
yeah,
of him.
there is. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wait, there's a bonfire?
Yeah, he
that
cast
was-
bonfire.
That was, and then I used a sorcery point to cast the second one.
Oh, okay. So where?
Right-
Put it
right-
on. Yeah.
Yeah,
go ahead.
right in front of
So
him.
dumb. I'm
Oh,
so
okay.
dumb.
Let me
I
grab
know what I'm
that.
doing next turn because I'm gonna light the fire.
Yes, and Farouche
I
was gonna
can't
say that.
see.
Give me a second. Fix that right up. Paste.
No, not there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right.
And I will take a ready action where if that thing comes at me, bro, I will attack him.
Okay. Yeah, so it goes to his turn, and yeah, it clearly goes, and it's gonna sidestep your little bonfire trick there, sir.
Alright.
5, 10, 15, 20. Take your swing.
All right. And if I hit it with an opportunity attack, its speed becomes 0 until the end of its turn because of Sentinel.
Nice.
Okay.
Woo!
Yes, a 10 does hit.
Yes.
Dang! When you hit, you hit.
And then since it can't move any further, it turns and it decides to strike at you.
Come at me, bro.
It only rolls a 10.
Yes.
That is its turn. Fawoosh is up.
Alright, so he's stuck. Yeah, Farouche will say,
Sivero, get the fire lit!
and
Oh, yeah.
and then since he saw him stop there, I'll release the bonfire there, and I'll put the bonfire underneath him.
Okay.
So, and on his turn, he'll make a DC 10 save, or I think it's a DC 10. I'll check it while we're moving along, or
Okay.
take D8 damage.
Sure. Anything else?
No,
All
because
right.
I had to cast that.
Sivero is up.
All right, I'm going to move 5, 10, 20, 25. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm going to Like-
Dexterity check.
dexterity check.
Yeah, killing it. Lights it up. I think I can do this.
And I will save my bonus action. I mean, I'm not going to use a bonus action right now.
Okay.
And that is my turn. I'm done.
All right. Kays is up.
All right, I am going to try and use my greatsword attack, all the while yelling, "Who would bury an ogre?"
Yes, 25 strikes true.
All right. And that's all I can really do. I am then going to position myself between the ogre and Fawoosh, so that way I can hopefully form more of a barrier.
Did you? You've already spent your not second.
My
wind.
action surge against the spiders, yeah, it seems
okay.
really poor
Okay.
in hindsight.
Well,
All right. This guy's turn, so he gets to make a dex save.
DC 13 Dex save.
He rolls a 13.
Oh, he's like dodging fire. All right.
All right. So the other thing we want to look up here real quick. Brazier is lit.
And he
needs
currently has
to-
disadvantage fighting anyone against me because of Cavalier.
3D. Okay. Okay. Yep.
Or as long as he's within 5 feet of me and an ally.
So he's going to take some more damage. Yeah, 3D of that. Okay. Makes him super mad. He's going to swing at, Kays, because he's just right there in front of him. He's just super mad. Oh, and he misses.
Nice.
Twice. May not be as bad as you thought. Brings us to Fawoosh.
All right. I will go 5, 10 to there, and let's. Whew, yeah, I'm gonna hit him with a chaos bolt.
Okay.
Oh, I did it wrong again. Sorry. 4 and chaos bolt. There we go. And it is at advantage because pack tactics. So I do get the 21. And it is 7, which is psychic damage.
Okay.
So 11 points of psychic damage.
Yeah. All right. Anything else?
Whoosh. No.
All right. Sivero, you were up.
I will be right back.
okie dokie. I am going to cast. Since everyone's all up into his business, I am going to take a feather and a little tart out of my bag. I'm gonna just put it in there, in the top, so it's sticking up, and then I'm going to blow it at him, and I'm gonna say, "How do you know?" Oh, okay. How do you know that the necromancer is a nerd if he lives with his mummy? And I'm gonna cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter.
Okay.
So he needs to make a wisdom saving throw. Unless he... Oh,
Ooh, fails it.
so he falls prone.
Yeah, nice.
Excellent.
But every time he takes... Wait, let's see. Each time he takes damage, he can make another wisdom saving throw. So
Okay.
it might not last very long, but it'll last for a second.
All right. Anything else?
Nope, I'll do.
Kays is up.
All right, I am going to line his head up almost like a golf shot
Okay.
and make my attack against it because I have advantage since he's prone, right?
Yes. Yep.
All right, sounds good.
In my head, I'm just kind of creeped out by what this thing
All right.
would sound like laughing.
Laughing? Yeah.
All right, and I get to re-roll one of those d6s for the 14.
Okay.
That's so much better.
Damage.
Yeah, so that is 16 damage total.
Nice shot. Not quite dead, but very nicely done. Definitely on his last legs.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then I will move in between Fawoosh.
Okay. All
So
right.
it does get to make a wisdom saving throw every time it
took
takes
the
damage.
Yeah, so let's do that. Only made a 9, so I think that's still not good enough.
Correct.
And then it's its turn.
Mhm.
Let's see. So yeah, Kays is done.
So it's going to, at the beginning of its turn, take damage from the fire, right?
Yeah, the brazier. Yep.
Okay.
So it's gonna
And
take
then it
another.
can make a save. And if it doesn't make that, it can make another save at the end of
I
its
don't
turn.
want that. That was the wrong button. No, it looks like the brazier is enough to
Oh.
do this zombie in.
Nice.
Woo! And I was going to say there's also a bonfire underneath him.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that is that. That turns over. We can remove that. It grows quiet. No more roaring any longer.
Guys,
gets
that-
quiet.
I don't know if I could do this.
The blood beating right now is like the drum in the poor Fawoosh's ears.
It's very hard to be adventurous.
Well, you're all doing an excellent job.
Thanks.
Reptiles are best in tomb.
He just announces.
Okay. I accept that. I'm gonna go look in the tomb, like, wearily, because, like, I want to make sure there's nothing that's gonna pop out again, but I want to go look
Yeah, it's
over
just
here.
a smashed sarcophagus that obviously must have held this abomination of some sort.
Honestly, my character doesn't want to touch any of these sarcophagus or these tombs. I'm done. I don't trust it. I don't want anything else to pop out.
And we snatch up that seal, of course.
All right, so we add that to the collection. You have now collected 5 seals.
I feel like that's really close to what we were aiming for.
I feel like we're good. Let's just be done. But there is one more room. Right?
All right. I'm down to go to that room.
Possibly 2 more rooms.
Was there another one?
Because there's a door just above this one, and then there's a door straight across from the entrance door.
The one that was just above this one had the spiders in it.
Oh, and that's it.
Yeah, that's all it had.
Yeah. That room sucks.
Spider room.
It's just the spider room.
I'm gonna peek in there and see if there's anything else. I'll make a.
Okay. Yeah, when you look in this room, what you do see is in the ceiling of that alcove room, there appears to be some degradation and a crack that's fairly good sized.
Oh.
And it looks like maybe the ground has shifted at some point. It could have been an earthquake or something like that. It's a jagged, and it's obvious that the spiders must have been coming in from somewhere above.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and pull that lever so that everything just shuts off.
Both doors shut. Yeah.
All right. Let us
What was in that second room?
The one that I just closed the door on?
Yeah. Case
Spider
doesn't know it. I do,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I don't know.
Spider webs and a hole in the ceiling? I think that it was how they got in. But I don't want to
Look,
look
they
anymore.
really need to remodel this place.
That's a
So-
good idea.
The new door you see, beyond this new door that has opened up to the north of you, you see a small room with a lever next to another stone door, but it's already open.
Ooh. The key
Maybe that's
must
what that
have
key
opened
did,
this.
yeah.
Beyond that door, a set of steep stairs leads down into the darkness.
Um,
And that is where we're going to have to call tonight's session.
Are we close to the end, or are we like?
Well, it's hard to say.
Delve and
because
die.
Sometimes you guys move quickly, and then sometimes you guys move slowly. So it's there's still some stuff, that's for sure. So I think we're gonna need a third. I'm positive we will not need more than a third session, but I think we will.
We have a whole backstory. We could go
third
forever.
session. So I think that's where we'll end for tonight's session of the Crypts of Kelemvor. You have successfully cleared this first level, but we have found some stairs that lead down, and the door was already open, so somebody has pulled this lever to these stairs and have gone down at some point. So we have a mystery on our hands, but we cannot solve it tonight. We'll have to solve it on another night. So we'll see what happens. We'll talk to the players what nights might work, and then we'll probably post it out on Twitter when we come up with a schedule of some sort, because I believe we're going to need one more session to finally solve the mystery of the Crypts of Kelemvor. So thanks for joining. If you want to check out any of the stuff that you might have missed, you can check it out on the VODs and the Twitch channel here, or you can go to YouTube, where I'm also uploading them. The first episode was already out on YouTube, which is youtube.com/SirLucien, and this episode will be up in a couple of days. You can also check out all my other content that's out there, which is Monday Night Storm King's Thunder, which is on break. So this Monday we did a designing a campaign session. Probably next Monday will be another designing a new campaign session, but then we're going to run some mini campaigns. We're going to grab some players that have their Monday nights off. We're going to throw them into some cool mini one-shot kind of things that I have some ideas for. And so it could be different game systems, could be the same system, and then eventually Storm King's Thunder will come back after we take a break. Tuesday night, I'm playing Tomb of Annihilation as a player, which was really good this last week. I'm playing a Barbarian who just made 3rd level, so I have to decide if I'm going to be a Storm Herald or a Zealot, because those two guys are super cool. Wednesday night, we saw Crypts of Kelemvor here. Tomorrow night, I'm doing Borderlands, though we don't broadcast that one. Friday, I'm going to be at the convention, running games at the convention. Saturday morning D&D show with Jordan, who was in the channel but probably has taken off by now. Oh no, he said plot thickens, so maybe he's still out there. We do our Saturday morning D&D show with Jordan, the PH is silent, from Forgotten Realms Explained, and we'll be talking about a bunch of D&D stuff there. And then Sunday evening on Standard Array, we had to reschedule one of our interviews, so we're going to talk to CJ from Don't Stop Thinking D&D channel about how to play Dungeons & Dragons. Really creative, really good guy. Can't wait to talk to him. We're going to talk about how to run games at conventions, which will be on point because I'll be just getting back from Marmalade Dog convention. So it'll be pretty good. All right, let's take us out of here with the players. If they want to send you guys encouragement, where can they send you messages, starting with Sivero?
If you guys want, I do have a Twitter. I check it every once. I'm not a huge poster. But, you know, give me the love on the Twitch when you watch the stream and stuff like that. And all the kitty cat loves. Yeah. Leave those
All right.
comments. Let us know how we did.
Yeah. And then Kays.
Hi, I'm the Indoor Adventurer. You can find me on YouTube and Twitter under either Indoor Adventurer or Simple and Keen, depending on how you look for it. Tomorrow, actually, my third video on my YouTube channel comes out where I talk about railroading and how to actually avoid railroading your players, or at least making them feel the negative interaction of railroading. But other than that, I am fairly responsive on Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook, YouTube. So wherever you want to find me, go for it, and I will do my best to try and respond.
Yeah, and I railroaded these guys in this adventure, so it'll be a good, relevant talk, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
And then finish us off, Fawoosh.
All right, old Graybeard from Graybeard's Tavern. Currently, other than SirLucien shows, I'm only doing Sunday mornings right now. Got a lot going on at work. So 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time at Graybeard's Tavern on Twitch. So catch me there, or you can always talk to me on Twitter. I have my phone with me 24/7, so should be able to see you there. That's it for me.
All right, let's get these guys out of here so they can go to bed. Well, thanks everybody for joining. Can't wait to do one more session of this. It's been fantastic. We will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.